Destination short tracks dot the country, and many of those tracks each have their own prestigious race. We've already run 7 this year alone with the 1/8 Media National Tour, but none are quite like the Oxford 250. A small track, short straights, no walls, and some of the best racing in the Northeast make the Oxford 250, or in this case, the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250, what it is. Welcome to Pit Stop TV and the virtual Oxford Plains Speedway. My name is Andrew Cardinale IV with Zach Rodas alongside, and it's a pleasure to join you for coverage of the Sim Auto Racing Association 1/8 Racing Media National Tour for the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by presenting partner Yacht Club Soda, by 1/8 Racing Media, and by SARA Next Gen Templates. Zach, it is a pleasure to be here with you this evening for this 250 lap affair. This is going to be a long day here at the Oxford Plains Speedway. You take a look at the track map from high above, and this place is special because it's like no other. This is its own racetrack. It's a very unique racetrack in a world of many short tracks that all kind of in some ways have similar elements. This place is like no other, and it's so much fun to race with the right people. We've got the right people this evening, 31 of them. We're set to go racing in super late models. I couldn't ask for a better night ahead of us.
Neither could I, and I would like to point out that anyone who is not a NASCAR fan, a racing fan in general, someone who does not really watch stock car racing, usually the rebuttal when you tell them that motorsports is, well, a sport, they say, well, it's just going around in circles. This is probably the track that they'd like to compare to because Oxford Plains is almost really a circle. The straightaways are incredibly short. The corners are probably longer than the straightaways here. You've got 2 pit lanes. You've got the standard pit lane and the alternate pit lane that you can see on the track map right here. It's a complex racetrack, I will not deny, and we actually had admins and officials coming over the radio telling drivers to make sure you practice where your box is and where you're supposed to stop because it can be a little confusing as we see Alex McCullum top of the sheets right now. I think these drivers are in for one heck of a race tonight. They're going to be challenged mentally and physically. I know it's sim racing, but it's going to be a physical challenge for these guys as there's going to be a lot of heavy braking going into these corners, and more than likely they're not going to be full throttle on these straightaways.
They might be a little full throttle early, but when these tires wear off, yeah, they're going to be using a lot less throttle as this day goes on. Let's take a look at point standings, though, coming into this evening's event. Alex McCullum is your points leader, and he had a rough day in qualifying day yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to watch our points leader come from the midfield after heat races and a consolation race to try and go towards the front, even as he's got the fastest car in practice. McCullum, though, has 520 points, is out ahead with the points lead. Ryan Kuhn in second, Cole Cabry third, Jacob Harberts, Trevor Edwards are top 5, and Zach, this top 10 is stacked as a whole. To see the gaps we've already got before we get down to these final few races, to see the gaps we already have, 105 points to Blake Thronberg, 126 to Aaron Johnson, those are some big numbers. The top few are running away with this thing. They have been in a class of their own.
But they have, and you see Alex McCullum top of the board. He's got 3 wins. Ryan Kuhn with no wins, but he's still only 18 points back. A lot of people would usually point out, well, Alex McCullum's got wins. Shouldn't he be a little bit further up? Probably not. He might have had a few races where he just ended up not having the best of luck. Maybe he wrecked out. Maybe he had some sort of mechanical issue. All these different things can completely change the course of a race, and we're already just about halfway through this season. We've only got about 5 races left, including this one here tonight. We got Cole Cabry, Jacob Harberts, 2 very familiar names in the top 5 standings. The points as they run, Andrew, I think those top 5 drivers are the ones that we should be watching for as we take a look here at the schedule. There's only 4 races left after tonight. Mathematically, you've got to start thinking who might be eliminated from this championship contention.
Absolutely, a lot of drivers already are out of it. The top few are left in it as we get down to the nitty-gritty. 5 races to go. Oxford, Slinger, Martinsville, a race that is to be confirmed, and then the Fall Brawl out at Five Flags Speedway. So not much time left for points to go to drivers, whether they're trying to go for the championship, just trying to beat their buddy, who knows what, but when it comes down to the title, Alex McCullum is your points leader. and it's going to be tough to unseat car number 1. There's only a few opportunities left to do it. Practice wraps up here, and we can take a look at our starting grid in just a moment's time before we go racing. But we also want to take a look at the Whiplash SimCam's race details on your screen. Heats were run yesterday. This is a 250-lap race with 2 change sets in the pits. Green flag laps only will count. 2 green-white checkers are available. It's open setup with no fast fixes. And, Zach, we anticipate a fuel stop. At least one. Hopefully just one for these drivers' sakes, but we anticipate that fuel stop along with some tire stops.
It's going to be interesting, really, to see how they're going to try to play these 2 tire sets. 250 laps, you would think margining it, you could cut this race into thirds to be able to utilize those tire sets to get you to the end. But at the same time, you could also think, well, maybe I want to save my tire set for a run to the end, or just a short run stint, something that could be beneficial, get you a leg up over the field. And especially with open sets, even dual tires can be better.
Let's take a look at our starting grid this evening. 31 cars strong. Cole Cabry on pole. Cody Dempster and Josh Parrish also won their heat races. They'll start at the front of the field. Trevor Edwards rolls off from the 4th position. Starting 5th and 6th, it's Ryan Kuhn and Cody Kelly. Aaron Johnson, Dylan Calabro, they make up row number 4. Grant Brown and Justin Crow make up row 5. A look at the rest of the field as they go by on the bottom of your screen. Thronberg, Harberts, and more on the very bottom. Through the grid, Steele Langford, Parker Traves. We'll let this cycle through as these pace laps go by. You see the field on the racetrack going on by the start-finish line now, so we should see the 1 to green signal there. 1 car peels off and stops. It's actually Ryan Kuhn going to the rear of the field, it looks like. So a big development here for the 72 car. Something that was unexpected. He's going to go all the way to the rear of the field, behind Rocky Boyd and all. Well, Rocky didn't make it this evening, so behind Dante Curtis and all. And is going to start this race from the very, very back end. And it looks like Cody Dempster is not with us on the front row. So as we hit some extra pace laps, some big developments here on this pace lap, Zach. I can't believe it.
Looks like Ryan Kuhn was given an end-of-the-line penalty. I'm not sure as to why. Like you said, Andrew, some interesting developments to say the least.
I think he's taken a challenge, I'd have to guess.
Maybe there's a bounty. We've seen it happen before. We've seen drivers go with bounties as the lights should be out top the pace car. There's the left turn, and we get ready to go.
Green flag is out. It's the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. First lap complete. Cole Cabry, the race leader. Trevor Edwards, Josh Parrish, your top 3. Cody Kelly, Aaron Johnson, your top 5. The rest of them flash by on the screen and off into turn number 3 here on just lap number 2.
Yeah, Brown, Thronberg, Harberts, Calabro, and Langford, your top 10. These guys starting to get spread out. That outside line, you do not want to be out there as Parrish goes quickest, sitting in the 3rd spot right behind Trevor Edwards. You see the rest of the field flash on by. Man, these laps, they tick off quick, and we're already 4 laps in now. And everyone's just trying to get single file as Cabry goes quickest now.
Cabry leads the race over Edwards and Parrish, so the shop and Caudle Chassis controlling this race. Then it's Aaron Johnson in the 4th spot from RKM, I believe. Or is he over at Caudle Chassis now? We're going to find out. We're going to zoom in on his car and find out for sure. Yeah, Caudle Chassis. I think he was at RKM for a little bit. So... yeah, the top 4, 2 shop cars, 2 Caudle Chassis cars, and then Cody Kelly in the 5th spot. Very interesting how things have worked out so far in this race. The association, the team on board for car 75. Then it's Eagle Performance for Grant Brown in the 6th spot, and things get murkier and murkier from then on back. We'll just let them all fly by Barney in the flag stand as they've just about got single file. 1 car spins off of turn 4. He gets it sorted out. That was Thomas Dean from RKM.
Right back on the racetrack. No caution. We stay green as we look on. Ryan Kuhn now has moved his way up through the field. He's up to the 24th spot, so he's gained about 7 spots right now. Just trying to make his way forward. We saw Caudle get inside the top 10. getting past Calibro. Langford moved up as well. One driver that's also been on the move, Alex McCullum, he's made his way up, trying to make some, well, what's the word I'm looking for here? He's just trying to get back up there. You know, like you said, Andrew, he was trying to do his best to punch his way through this field. One of the fastest cars out here, taking a look to the inside.
Oh, the league owner. Makes contact with the league owner there. The 1 and then 0. Contact in turn 1. McCullum looks to the inside in turn 3. And Matt Rolfe says, yep, you can go on by. Have the room there. Matt being very smart in this situation. Letting the Wookiee win, as I say. And McCullum will take over position number 11. Now right behind Josh Cottle. That's a quick example of give and take at this point in the race, Zach. Lap 11 of 250. You give that spot up now, maybe you can take it again later.
What is the saying goes? Darrell Waltrip says, if your right side's tore up, you've been in the wall. If your left side's tore up, you've been in the way.
There's an adage that I think is credited to Dale Earnhardt. Basically, if your front bumper is used up, you are doing the moving. You were fast. If your back bumper is messed up, you were slow. Two very similar adages, I think, Zach. We're pretty much saying the same thing, two different ways.
That we are. As we look through the rest of the field, now we see Alex McCullum on the back bumper of Connell. One car out of line up there. That is Kronberg. Right in front of Steele Langford. Gets back in line, single file still throughout the rest of the field. Another car out of line a little bit further behind them. But this is what we're going to be seeing, really, for the most part, Andrew. It's just single-file racing, ripping along that curbing on the bottom line. These guys want to be patient, save their tires. I don't think we'll see any major side. I say that, and look at that, right in front. Harbert's on the inside of Grant Brown. He's trying to go for 6, take that spot away, give the nose to him going into 3, but they're still hanging tough on the outside. Grant Brown needs to fight right now from what it looks like, because he's not going to be able to just do a quick roll off the gas, tap on the brake, and slot back in line. There's no space for him. Thronberg's right there. But he might just try to squeeze in. Thronberg's there.
He tried. Thronberg fills the hole underneath, and the 14 car is headed towards the back end of the top 10 now, down to the 8th position, looking at maybe 9th as still Langford works on by. A lot of very similar looking cars at the front of the field. A lot of grayscale and red thrown in, but no matter that, the 14 is sliding back and is now looking at 10th position as Josh Cottle works on the inside. Josh would take over 9th and will do so. Grant will fall back to 10th and now looks at 11th as Alex McCullum will break into the top 10 for the first time this evening. Now, Ryan Kuhn, who started this race from the rear after qualifying, well, not qualifying, but running second in his heat race to start 5th, well, from 21st, or from 28th rather, Zach, he is up to 21st spot. Impressive start to the day, but he's got a long ways to go. One of the, if not the top driver that we've got to watch today here at Oxford. He's running the Oxford 250 later this week. I don't know, Zach. That's a lot of cars to have to drive through, even with this much time left in the race.
Well, there's another car he got by right there. That's good for P20. As he moves up through the field, that was Jake Kraut that he ended up getting by, and now he's got his sights set on that number 56, who's still got fights going on throughout the field. Cottle now dropping back. McCullum was able to get by him, so Grant Brown moves back up inside the top 10. Parker Traves moves into 11th, Rolfe to 12th, and Cottle is going to drop back in 13, slotting in the 13th spot as they remain single file. Now one car up and way into the grass. That is the 71 there of Thomas Dean. He's now the only car one lap down. I'm not sure why he was up there in the marbles and really off the racing surface, but he slots back in. Still on the outside, really, but at least he's on the racing surface now.
I think he was trying to give up some time to these guys, was trying to give them all the bottom lane and just got too high up the racetrack as everybody files on by car 71. I want to give a shout out to Nim Cross. He joined the broadcast last night. I had a quick interview with him at the end of the night, and I was very surprised to see him join the waiting room. Turns out he didn't mean to, but talked to us anyway, and was honestly a little bit pessimistic about his performance and what he could do this evening. He's got a new step underneath the car and has really come to life, I feel like. I know we're talking about 23rd spot right now, but when you consider where he ran through the heats, the consolations, and the LCQ last night, this is a big leg up for him. He's moving forward and showing that he's got some strength in that 07, and if he lets the car come fully alive, he might pass some drivers you might not expect him to. So Nim Cross making some early hay here into the 23rd spot from starting a little ways further back. We'll go reset the race leader. That's going to be Cole Cabry, lap 29, now 30 of this Oxford 250. And he has got a 1 second lead in the Moe's Mobile Detailing 54 Ford Mustang. Trevor Edwards sits second, Josh Parrish third, Cody Kelly fourth, and Jacob Harberts makes up your top 5. A little bit of battling further back as these guys are nose to tail, but we say battling, Zach. Whoa, that's battling as Josh Parrish. Cody Kelly goes for a spin, cautions out, lap 31.
I saw that one coming there, Andrew. They all popped the curb right there in turns 1 and 2, and it stacked the field up, which pretty much made all that contact happen. That's what sent Cody Kelly around. Thankfully, no damage on that 75 car.
Go back and get a replay of this. Racing with Josh Parrish in the 55 car. Now again, these caution laps will not count, so we'll stay at lap 31. When we go back green, it'll be lap 32.
There's the curb pop by both of them. It slowed up Parrish, which slowed up Kelly, and Harberts really had nowhere to go. That's what sent that 75 car around on the back straightaway. That's the one thing you have to avoid here at Oxford Plains. It's that curb. It can slow up these cars. It can break them loose. It can do a lot of things, and you don't want it to do it to your car.
There's the onboard from Harbor. It's just a very small bit of contact. Tipped that 75 car around for a spin. I don't think that can be put on Harberts at all. The 75, though, in all of this is going to sink all the way to the rear of the field back behind Cody Dempster, who has made very little ground after starting from the pit lane. So gave up a second-place starting position to start from the very back, did Cody Dempster. Not how I think the night was expected to go. And there you can see his data is not loading since he started from the pit lane, Zach. And that's always a less than optimal way to start the day.
Very less than optimal indeed. But you want to talk about optimal, this is going to help out someone like Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn's up to 17th right now. He's going to be restarting on the inside line. He has tore his way through almost half of this field. That man is on a mission, Andrew.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to kind of reset. We had a short little run there. Just a couple of cars come into the pit lane. Jacob Harberts is actually one of them in the 80 car. And he'll now leave the pits and rejoin the field. Kind of surprised, actually, that he pitted, but he'll pack back up here and get back in line at the very back end of the field. I think he's being credited with the caution anyway, so I think that's why he pitted. Because otherwise I don't see much of an advantage at this point in the race. But a quick little reset. Lap 31, first caution of the night. Green flag on the way. Into the restart zone goes the field. Cole Cabry gets us back green in the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. Trevor Edwards with a big restart, works on the outside lane and is going to have the 55 clear again. Hangs on to second spot.
Josh Parrish fighting side by side now with Aaron Johnson. That is for the third spot. Give it to Johnson as they roll through the corner, but a big wiggle puts Parrish back in front. McCullum right behind. Does not want to see that from a car on the outside line, especially if he thinks he has the momentum to carry himself forward, as they are side by side with Steele Langford, who's moved himself up inside the top 5, trying to see if he can find a way around Aaron Johnson on that inside line, who continues to trek backwards, and he's taking Alex McCullum with him. Roenberg as well.
Not much those guys on the outside can do right now. They've got to just stick through it and try to find a hole to get down low. Johnson lifts early. McCullum gets into him. A little bit of a stack up there on the outside lane, but they get through it. Parker Traves now into the 6th position, looking for 5th, and it looks like he's going to get the nose ahead for it through turns 1 and 2 there. Parker Traves into turn 3, trying to break into the top 5. Still can't quite get that nose ahead.
He's got to try to get it as far ahead as he can, Andrew. Get himself down to the bottom. But Parker Traves is saying no go, That posse car wants to make sure he can point himself forward and stay inside that top 5. McCullum and Rolf are side by side right behind them, with Roenberg looking on. Ashby right behind them. That's your top 10 rolling forward. You can see Traves gets the nose right here. Is Aaron Johnson going to slot in? Right off the nose of Matt Rolf, slots in line. You can probably say thank you, Matt Rolf, for cutting him a break right there.
You know, Matt Rolf dropped a little bit of a nugget of information on us last night during the broadcast, telling us that his father ran second in the Oxford 250 once, and he's trying to live up to that. He is having a fantastic day so far, 8th place. Anything inside the top 10 right now is a fantastic day by my books. If you can break into the top 10, run there consistently, I think you're in good hands. And so far for Rolf, it's looking like a good day as we continue to watch from this drone shot high above the speedway. McCullum trying to get the edge on the 78 of Johnson. Almost has him. Johnson bobbles, and sure enough, there's the lane for McCullum to drop down low and get in front of the 78 car.
Now Thronberg left high and dry on that top line. And one thing a lot of drivers need to consider is that when someone slots in from that top line, that accordion affects that bottom line. So you could think, well, I'm just running my line as I have been for the last maybe 5-6 laps. If someone slots in, stacks up the whole field on their corner entry, it may allow you to close in a little bit, but you may also have to check up a lot more. So you think you're going forward, but in reality, you might actually be going backwards as you see them all flash on by the speed shot cam right here at the flag stand. Thronberg still on the outside line. Look at Ryan Kuhn though, Andrew. He's looking to make a move. 3 wide in the back.
We'll go to Ryan Kuhn and company as they work down the back stretch. Kuhn on the inside now of Josh Cottle, and he looks up at Grant Brown. Kuhn into the 12th position. I just said a top 10 is a good day right now, and Kuhn is about to break into it from the very back end of the field. He started this race, I know it says 5th, effectively dead last. He worked up to 28th on the first lap, that's why it says a low of 28th. And has since worked into the 12th position now, just continuously picking them off one by one by one. 12th position, a couple of blinks there in the backstretch, that's okay. As we near our first mile marker of the day, 50 laps complete would be one-fifth of the way through this race.
Like Ryan Kuhn's about to pick off 2 cars for 1 as they're side by side right in front of him. That's Ashby up on the top line, who's now dropping backwards. Grant Brown trying to find some way, shape, or form to point that car in front of the 0-1 so he can at least run his line a little bit better like he wants to. See Ryan Kuhn now on the inside of Jeremy Ashby. Brown is clear. Kuhn on the inside. Hamilton right behind looking onward. And he's going to try to put that car on the inside of Ashby. It's Ryan Kuhn for 11th, Grant Brown to 10th, Matt Rolf just up the road in 9th. Then the next car on the outside line will be Thronberg, but it looks like he is going to have a lane clear to slot in line as they still fight right behind Ryan Kuhn.
Oh, Kuhn up the racetrack that time in front of Cameron Hamilton.
Opening the door.
Could Ryan be trying to go to the top side of the racetrack here? We know it can be used from the Super Series race back in the spring. Ryan's up there. I don't think he wants to be up there just yet as they're getting side by side up ahead. Alex McCullum on the outside now of Parker Traves. Maybe the top side is starting to open up, Zach. We thought it might at some point in this race. Lap 52 now. We've gone past that 5th marker. Could we be getting into the era of the race where the top side is good? I think so.
Just might. McCullum's got the nose of the line over Parker Traves, and he's looking on Steele Langford right now. He's next to that 33, just barely on that bumper. Oh, look at the contact. Parker Traves is trying to stay off that curbing. McCullum's not giving him any breathing room down there.
Loved that drone shot. You could see the 60 just make a little bit of contact with the 1 and kind of slide with it, bobble with it, and hang on to the race car. McCullum now into the top 5. And trying to get clear of Parker Traves, who won back at New Smyrna in the Super Series not so long ago.
Just got to think, Andrew, when do you think enough is enough and you see the car up top pinching you, trying to cover off your line, when you know full well it could be your corner? When do you think, I've had enough? You're going up the racetrack and you're going backwards.
It's so early. Any contact right now wouldn't be warranted. There's such a long race left to go. Now, inside of 200 laps, sure, but still, we're talking about 200 laps. A long, long ways to go here still as we work lap 57 of the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. And, you know, I looked into Yacht Club Soda, rather, at their website, www.yachtclubsoda.com, learned that they're based out of Rhode Island, learned that they were started in 1915, and Zach, I gotta say, if I'm ever up that way, I'm going to have to get myself some Yacht Club Soda. They've got a pretty cool... I'm not going to go too far into it because politics are politics, and we keep them away from racing for the most part, but they've got a pretty funny little campaign going on their website right now. I suggest checking it out. No matter what side you sit on, it's kind of funny, and just see what they have to offer. And their About section is really cool to read. It's just as Thomas Dean goes way off the racetrack, hard in the wall. No caution.
Go.
That is not good. That is suboptimal for sure.
Not sure what the call is here.
Noah Boucher nearly hit him, and Dean is going to bring it down to the pit lane, it looks like. Or at least try to.
But not to the pit lane just yet. That's the exit to the pit lane. He's got it off the racing surface, which is the good call right there. I think he wanted to get it down to the pit lane. Didn't think he was going to have a chance to get it there last time around. You can see that right front towed out immensely. But I think the 71 is now on the security of the apron and bringing it to the alternate pit lane as he enters and takes that car off the racetrack. That was very, very close indeed. He was letting all those cars go, and now he is going to get that car fixed up a little bit more after some heavy contact to the outside wall.
That's going to be his day realistically done. Single file now through the field. The top side hasn't opened up just yet. McCullum actually slipped back to the 6th position. But we do have some battling deeper in the field. Ryan Kuhn fell down to the 15th spot and now works there on the inside of Jacob Harberts. So the 72 was up to the top 10 nearly and has fallen back to 15th.
As soon as he got on the outside line, he just started going backwards. And then while we were focused on Thomas Dean and his incident, there's some three-wide battles going on that really did not benefit Ryan Kuhn, as now he's trying to make sure that hole stays closed. So that 80 car of Harbert's does not fall in line. Grant Brown up on the top side as well. Cameron Hamilton leading that small group of 3 up on the top. Ryan Kuhn is definitely kicking himself, thinking I was almost to the top 10. I could have been saving my tires, and now I need to fight a little bit harder to get myself back up there. As Harbert slips through the middle, they might get 3 wide again.
Something that's different from a lot of races we end up covering with these guys is we have tires available to them. We see a lot of tire sets available for NASCAR-style races as Kuhn steps out over the edge there, gets really free through 3 and 4. And then 3 wide ahead, Harbert's, Brown, and Cottle on the inside. Now Ashby on the inside. But these guys have tires available to them. We're not used to that in a lot of these races with the Sim Auto Racing Association. So a little bit of a difference here with SARA this evening. We've got tires available. We will see these drivers pit for tires at some point, but you can't do it under green, Zach. We're not going to have green flag pit stops unless we somehow go that long and need fuel.
I think we're finally starting to see what you were talking about, Andrew. The top line is starting to come into play.
Caution!
The caution is out on the speedway.
Jake
that
Grout.
Is the 49 of Jake Grout. Like you just said, he is around. That's off turn number 4, actually. Excuse me.
And he'll get put 1 lap down. The 49 VT machine having some problems. We're going to look back at it. He was pioneering the very top of the racetrack, even on the straightaways where the track falls away a little bit. Was racing with Cody Dempster and Brad Carpenter. Sends it on the outside and does exactly what Ryan Kuhn did. Got way free. The problem is, Zach, he got up there where the track falls away and there is no wall.
Did not benefit him in the slightest. Ended up sending him around right there, and that's got to be rough for that 49 car. He was doing okay. He was up a little bit further in the earlier stages of the race, and there you can see the car stepping out. Right rear tips over the berm. I say the berm like this is a dirt track, but goes around and if you're spinning around already, especially with only a few tires, I would definitely not be in the throttle like that trying to loop the car around, because you just burned up your rear tires a little bit more and you've got to hang on to them for a little bit longer.
At the same time, Zach, if he just locks up the brakes, he might go all the way out there on the grass, and that could be worse. You never really know, but loops it around, comes to a stop, and brings out caution number 2 on the day on lap 71 of 250. And we do see a couple of pit stops here. Harberts stays out. Who came in? It was Devin Rogers, actually, who came in and took some service. He, along with Noah Boucher and Trevor Edwards, that's the big one. Trevor Edwards in the 32 comes in for service. We didn't see it, but I'm going to bet, based on 12 seconds, that it was right sides.
Be a pretty good bet.
You're not going to get 4 tires in 12 seconds. This is not a NASCAR pit crew.
What is it, about 20?
I believe it's 20.
25?
I believe it's 22 seconds or so for a 4-tire stop. So 12 seconds to me is indicative of 2 tires. Maybe Spike in the YouTube chat can clarify for us, but regardless, we're going to double up and go back green flag racing this time by. It's going to be Cole Cabry leading us back to the green, into the restart zone, and green flag is back out at Oxford Plains. Solid restart out of Josh Parrish. He gets down in line right ahead of Steele Langford, side by side for 4th, McCullum and Traves.
McCullum finally on that inside line, Andrew. He wanted it. I know he wanted it.
Oh, he jacks up Langford there. Look to the inside, and the door was shut.
Matt Rolfe in the middle of a 3-wide battle. Harbert's on the outside. Throneberg, I believe it is, on the inside. Now you've got Cottle down there as well. Grant Brown, Jeremy Ashby right behind him. This turned into an all-out brawl right here, Andrew. Ryan Kuhn now all the way up on the top side, trying to see if he can move around that 75 of Kelly.
Harberts is about to clear the 0 off the top side. He does. He's even cleared the 13 for a moment and could have moved down there in front of the 0 car of Rolfe. I think he likes the very top side of the racetrack. Harberts is going forward.
You called it, Andrew. Top side starting to roll its way in. All these drivers are making moves up to the top for the most part. Some are comfortable on the bottom still, but it looks like the top is rolling. It's Parker Traves now on the outside of Steele Langford. He's trying to make a move for the 3rd spot.
I really like this simple tower perspective. Just the one camera on top of the tower. It shows you a lot, actually. You can really tell exactly who has the advantage down the backstretch. Parker Traves off the corner has a bit of a run. Gets his nose out there, but taking the wider line around the backstretch. He couldn't quite use that run to get position on the 33 just yet. It's going to take a few laps to really work on Steele Langford here for Parker Traves. Steele has looked very, very good today, sitting in the top 5 all race long. And the 60 certainly has his work cut out for him as we work lap 79 of 250. A couple of drivers also on the outside include Cameron Hamilton. It looks like Jacob Harberts, Matt Rolfe, Cody Kelly, Jeremy Ashby.
Really tight there between Langford and Traves as they continue to fight for the 3rd spot. To Langford right now, but it's swapping back and forth very rapidly. And one thing I'd like to focus on, Josh Parrish is probably about as close as we've seen anyone to Cole Cabry over the course of a green flag run. We've been back green for a few laps now, and he's still holding tough. He's still holding about 6/10 behind that leader. Langford now comfortably set in the 3rd spot. We look at Trevor Edwards behind Ryan Kuhn. Jeremy Ashby up on the top side.
Remember,
right
Edwards.
2 right side tires.
Yeah, Edwards took at least 2 tires from what we can tell. Certainly wouldn't have got 4 on in that point in time, but I'd imagine that was likely a 2-tire stop, and he's working on Ryan Kuhn here. So he pitted from the 2nd position. Gave up all that track position, went to the very back of the field, but is driving through and is working now on a top 15 again. We'll see as these laps wear on if it ends up being worth it for the 32 car and how much of that tire he ends up using up.
I think that strategy is only going to benefit him over the course of green flag run. If we have a long, extended green flag run and we see these guys come in for a fuel stop, I think that's when it's going to be a benefit to him. But right now, if we were to get another quick caution and someone comes in and takes tires, then that's putting Trevor Edwards at a disadvantage on tire strategy. So I think keep it green is probably what Trevor Edwards is saying to himself right now.
Weather conditions on your screen. It's a mostly cloudy sky. You see 78 degrees in the air, 98 on track. This hot track, drivers talked about it yesterday after the show. Didn't quite like the way the dynamic track was reacting. Now, I'm not going to sit here and have a whole debate if it's right or wrong or indifferent, but they didn't like the way the dynamic track was working for them. It seems pretty hot today. 98 degree track temp, getting close to triple digits. I don't think these drivers are all that happy because a hot track makes drivers, it might make them have some fun, but it makes drivers usually a little hot under the helmet as well, as Harberts works the very outside lane, and I think the top has kind of fallen away for now.
I can certainly agree. Hot track means a hot inside car. It's one thing drivers struggle with a lot. We don't have AC, we don't have anything that can keep us cool unless you're in the big style NASCAR stock cars that have the cool box that flow air right directly into the helmet. But we look on now with Trevor Edwards, who is moving himself up through the field. He's 14th now. He's looking on the inside of Grant Brown on the back bumper of Matt Rolfe. Oh, we got it sliding up in front. I'm not sure who that was. Cody Kelly.
Langford, I think, because Langford is now down to 6th spot. Josh Parrish with some damage to the left rear. McCullum is through to 2nd. Parker Traves clear into 3rd spot. I think that warrants a replay.
You think Alex McCullum moved Josh Parrish up the racetrack, stacked him up a little bit?
Let's watch it back. So McCullum had gotten through to 3rd, past Steele Langford. We're actually going to bring this forward a little bit, so bear with me. And gets to the inside of Parrish there. So was it Parrish and Langford that get together, maybe? Yes.
Oh, Parrish tried to cut in, keep that line, but Langford was there, and that ended up biting him in the butt as he went backwards, and Throneberg ends up getting to the inside.
Now Parrish and Langford sit side by side as they work in the 6th and 7th spots. Caution in the back. Several cars around. One just got nailed. Cody Dempster is in it. Jake Grout is in it. Caution is out on the back stretch on lap 95.
Goodness, that's some damage right there on that car of Cody Dempster. See about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 cars involved in this one. 3 wide coming off of turn number 2.
Racing with the 71 and the 07. The 71 in this case is Dylan Calabro. The 07 is Nim Cross. Cross nearly gets into Calabro on the outside. Then Dempster gets tipped by RJ Williams, and they all just stack up. There's Noah Boucher involved, and then Jake Grout. Oh, right as Dempster got going, Grout came up and had nowhere to go.
I think he was expecting that group of cars just to stay still for the moment. For the time being, they'll let the rest of the traffic roll through, and then Dempster started rolling, and well, Jake Grout had nowhere to go as these cars all pile in. You see 3 cars get involved right there, and then Dempster moves. I don't think the damage is going to be too major on those cars, but definitely warrants a pit stop.
Here's the onboard from Jake Grout quickly before we go to some live pit stops happening. From Grout's perspective, tried to go for the bottom, and then the 24 filled it. Crash. Grout is now in the pit lane, as is Jeremy Ashby. And these guys are taking some service. You see Dempster there as well. So let's see. Cole Cabry, Alex McCullum, they stay on the racetrack. Matt Rolfe is one of the top drivers that has come in for service in the 0 car. Matt Rolfe has taken tires, and it looks like he has taken 2, maybe. That's only 10 seconds. Maybe that was only for fuel. It's going to be 12 seconds for Grant Brown. I'm sorry, 12 seconds for Josh Cottle. 9 seconds for Grant Brown. I think that is fuel only. Josh Parrish, 14 seconds. That's likely 2 tires. It's difficult because we need that time for replays, but we also need that time for pit stops. It makes it really tough on us. But we'll go up to the race leaders and theorize a little more as we go back green on lap 96 of 250.
Not going.
No, caution has been extended, I think, for some of the guys in the back. 2
laps to green now. We've extended the caution period by 1 lap to allow these drivers, I guess, to bunch up properly and get everything situated. I don't think everyone was where they needed to be slotted in when the 1 to green was thrown, and I think we had some cars waving around the pace car. I'm not too sure what it looks like. We've got every single car on the lead lap except for Thomas Dean, who is still out of this race after his contact with the outside wall.
He's actually back on the track, Andrew. 31 laps down. He is, but let's go green here. 96 laps now. Well, 95 laps now in the book. 90 laps. I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to say we're on lap 96. There we go. Lap 96 underway. Well, 1 lap complete off the restart. I can get that part out. And Langford works on the inside of Aaron Johnson. This is for 4th. Cameron Hamilton is up here now. You see the 80 car of Parker Traves has gone from the top to the bottom. Not Parker Traves, Jacob Harberts. So Harberts works in the bottom here. He was so good up top a little while ago. We'll see how he can do down low. Looks to the inside of the Cottle Chassis 78, and they are really all over the place right behind him. 3 wide with Wilkinson in the middle. That's Matt Rolfe way up there. Kyle Meyer on the inside. Now Ryan Kuhn on the top side of the racetrack. Ryan Kuhn pitted under that caution, and it looks like took 2 tires.
Yeah, it looks like 2 tires is the move for these drivers as Kuhn moves into the spot. Rolfe inside the top 10 now. Ryan Kuhn is rolling that top side with Matt Rolfe. Look at those hands, Andrew. That wheel is almost center while they're rolling through the corner, so that means it's skewed to the right on the straightaway. He has got a handful going down the straightaway. As you can see, the wheel getting cranked to the right.
Whoa. That was cool. That was cool for us. That was...
3 wide once again, though, Andrew. Hate to cut you off, but Matt Rolfe is looking to continue moving forward. You can see it out the windshield of the Ryan Kuhn machine. He is side by side with Hamilton and with, I believe that's Cody Kelly. He's moving forward. Ryan Kuhn's taking advantage. He's going to find his way around the outside.
Yeah, Kelly's back in this race in the top 10. Rolfe working the very top side of the racetrack. Kuhn following him. Kelly, by the way, has stayed out, so he's still on those same tires, left and right, and they're going to pass Trevor Edwards, who's got those right sides from a little while ago. So the 0, the 72, they're making headway on the top side of the racetrack. Follow the 0 car, apparently. That's the way to go right now, as Harberts is going to move up and block that line.
He is. He's trying to move around Steele Langford now, side by side with Steele for the 4th spot. Matt Rolfe says, well, I don't care if you're blocking because I'm just going to keep on rolling. Ryan Kuhn right behind, still trying to make that outside lane work as well. He's moving forward, just doing it a little slower, as we've also got a bit of a fight for the lead. Alex McCullum's on the back bumper of Cole Cabry.
With your teammates there, we're going to let them do their thing for now, but yeah, we're watching it for sure. Cole Cabry, Alex McCullum less than 2/10 apart as Ryan Kuhn works the outside now of Trevor Edwards. That's Aaron Johnson on the inside. And wow, almost contacted a 3. And Kuhn's blinking is going to become a problem for some of these guys.
That it is. He blinked out for just about the entire corner, 3 and 4. Still on the outside of Trevor Edwards. Now he's on the outside of Steele Langford. This is for the 6th spot. Matt Rolfe is slotted in front of Langford. That was good for 5th. Harbert's just up the road now. Parker Traves all by himself. About a few tenths in between these battles as McCullum still fights Cole Cabry for the race lead. They are bumper to bumper now, Andrew, as we roll past the start-finish line, lap 110. We are rolling up on halfway. And these drivers haven't even taken tires yet. Cole Cabry and Alex McCullum are still on the same set that they started this race with. The strategy calls here are all over the place. You've got Ryan Kuhn on tires, Matt Rolfe on 2 tires. You've got Cabry, Traves, McCullum. They've all still stayed out. I think Harberts has already pitted, or was that Cottle that pitted under the caution earlier on?
Harberts pitted 80 laps ago. So he was one of the first to ever take tires, and I think that was also to top off on fuel. He drove through the field on the outside during that earlier run and got that track position that he has now, but it's going to start to wear out on him. While he's got better tires than most of the field, he's got worse tires than all of these guys who've obviously come in since then and have driven past him in a lot of cases. Trevor Edwards, though, has fallen back with those 2 tires. He is on the back end of Steele Langford. He runs in 9th. And look at Aaron Johnson, Cody Kelly, Cameron Hamilton. I see Dylan Calabro in this fight now. A good day for Calabro suddenly. He was back there with Nim Cross not so long ago, so Calabro now on 2 tires as well has moved forward.
But he has. There's still a lot of 3-wide battles going on. Calabro.
Oh, Johnson into Langford. 4 wide as Langford gets stuck out in the dirt. He gets back on the racetrack.
All the way back in the field. Langford got tipped in the right rear. That upset the car. He's still got that right front damage from earlier on. Now he's got to fight his way through the field. I think this would be a good time to come in for tires should the caution come out. We look back up to the front. Cole Cabry still under pressure from Alex McCullum.
Yeah, hard to ignore the leaders when they're this close. Matt Rolfe is now 3rd. He's got by Parker Traves and is starting to creep up on these guys. Cabry leading, McCullum 2nd. McCullum goes to the outside this time in 3 and 4. And Matt Rolfe is within a 2nd and closing. Look at this, inside a half second nearly. And officially inside a half second.
He is making gains right now. Matt Rolfe, he's got that lead in his sights. When was the last time we saw Matt Rolfe lead one of these races, Andrew?
I don't think I ever have. I don't think I've seen him ever lead a SARA Super Series race, and I'm not sure about the National Tour. If so, no offense to Matt, but it wasn't for very long. So this would be huge if he's able to go up there and get the race lead. Again, dropped that nugget on us yesterday that his father went P2 in the real Oxford 250 years ago. Wouldn't it be special for him to go to victory lane tonight?
It definitely would. It would probably be one of the best things for him this week. He's got great speed right now, and he's looking solid. He's looking on that outside line once again. He might get side by side with McCullum here if he can keep moving forward like he has been, just slowly chipping away at that margin to McCullum. If I were Rolfe, I would just get super close on the bumper and cut low on the straightaway. But it looks like he might actually be able to draw along the right side of that number 1 car in maybe just a few more laps here.
He's working the outside line, trying to find something up there. I've marveled before at how good the outside can be, and once again, I'm going to marvel at it some more. He gets alongside the 1 car now for 2nd spot. Yeah, I know he's got better tires, but this is just incredible how the top line comes in here at Oxford. And I was told after the Super Series race, this is normal. To see the top side be used at Oxford Plains Speedway is normal.
Oh, McCullum, he tipped the curb. That's going to allow Mount Rolfe to jump inside. New change of the guard for 2nd place, and now Mount Rolfe has no cars in between him and Cole Cabry as he has his sights set on the lead. Cottle's moved up into 4th. Parker Traves has moved all the way back to 7th. Harbert's 5th. Kuhn 6th. This is really starting to heat up now, Andrew.
And all of this right at cross flags. Halfway down, halfway to go. Now 1 lap less than halfway left to go in this race as we move on to lap 127 of 250. The 13 of Cottle has moved into the 4th spot as, let's see, Harberts has slipped into 5th. Kuhn into 6th, Traves 7th, and Edwards, Johnson, Hamilton your top 10. And Edwards gets by Parker Traves now. Edwards has better tires. Tires are definitely the name of the game right now, and that's already a set used. But you know what? We're only halfway into this race. I would say they've made the right move. I know these guys have tires for later now, an extra set, but all these guys who have this track position can go for a while on these existing tires and still be up front and then take tires when the guys who haven't taken tires yet do. Does that make sense?
All I'm hearing is that's a whole lot of tires, Andrew.
A whole lot of tires.
It's a whole lot of tires.
And it is a whole lot of tires. Again, perspective. These guys often run races with 0 sets or 1 set in the pit lane. They've got 2 sets tonight. That's 8 tires in the pits 12 tires total if you count the ones they started the race on. That's a lot of tires for these drivers to have to use over the course of 250 laps. Now, they don't have to use them all as Dean goes way out there into the dirt. He is gone.
That's another wall impact, heavy impact. That's the front bumper torn off that race car. He's going to have a straight shot back onto the racetrack. The right front is in the air.
This might be a caution. I hope not.
It might not be. If he can get that car back down to the bottom, you can see all the grass on that race car. He can't even get it turned. If he spins it around, that could end up bringing the caution out. That's going to be another impact to the wall. Oh, no caution just yet, but the leaders are coming around. There's the pack. Thomas Dean all the way on the outside line. He's got to try to get that car down to the pit lane. He cannot keep rolling around like this. Can't even get him wheeled.
Get a lot of TV time tonight for the wrong reasons, and hits the wall again on the front stretch. And that's going to be a stop. Oh, and he gets hit by one car. Caution's out. That was Noah Boucher, I think, that got him.
And Jake Kraut.
Sure enough, caution flag for the 71 car. That will not be looked upon nicely by race control, I can tell you that much. Who was that hit him? We saw it all happen live, so really the replay is only to see who hit him. I think that was Boucher, but it may have been Grout, as you say. Well, here we go. Thomas Dean, slow. Who gets him?
You see the contact, and one car swings out right around here.
It's Boucher.
It is Boucher.
Right as the yellow came out.
Did he end up going around, though? That's the thing.
No, I think he just grazed him, and Boucher was going a lap down as that happened. So that's why he was so far out there. He was going a lap down to the leaders. Matt Rolfe nearly had the lead. Let's look back at that one more time.
That's an incident point, though. That's not going to allow him to be able to take the wave around.
Well, forget that, Zach. Let's look at the replay for the lead here. This is big. I mean, we nearly had a lead change for the first time tonight. As this all happens, look at Rolfe get caught up behind the lap car and then come up on the outside. This is a lap prior. Or no, that was when it happened. Wow.
That allows him to stay in front of Alex McCullum, but I don't know how well it will benefit him. And the funny enough thing...
He's going to inherit the lead.
Oh.
Well, pit stops, the 54 and the 1. Cabry sinks back in the field now. The one car of McCullum will do so as well. So they take tires. How much do they take? 2 tires. I think that's going to be the call of the night. We may see these drivers never change left sides because there's just not the time to do it.
That's confusing for me then, because I have Cole Cabry up on the front row.
Well, this is live picture. Scoring is going to be wrong.
This is interesting to me. I'm not sure why. My camera feed shows that Cole Cabry is up on the front row. Huh.
Well, it's Matt Rolfe and Josh Cottle as we go back green, lap 135. Matt Rolfe leading the Yacht Club Soda, Oxford 250. Josh Cottle second, then Ryan Kuhn, Trevor Edwards. That's your top 4.
Rolfe holding tough on the bottom. Ryan Kuhn now looking to the inside of Cottle. That's going to be for second. Side by side, coming off turn number 4. The nose in front goes to Cottle.
Whoa, yep. And it's Alex McCullum, it looks like, involved potentially. No, okay.
Harbert, he was going around in turn number 2.
Actually, wait, is that damage on McCullum's car? It is.
That is damage. Alex McCullum, your points leader.
So he was involved here on the front stretch. This is a lap prior. This is the problem. Yeah, Nimcross, Cole Cabry. This is the problem when you pit and go to the back of the field. You got to drive through all the mess. 3, 4 wide in cases. Cabry dives to the inside of the 71 of Calibro and jacks Calibro up. They stack up. McCullum gets hit by Cross, and that's the caution. And then Jacob Harbert spins.
Not too much damage on that number 1 car, so I think McCullum is going to be okay. He may take it down pit road. get a little bit of damage fixed. But all around, that car still looks okay. You see Calibro getting crossed up in front. Then there's the contact with McCullum and Cabry. Cabry bounces off the curb.
Johnson sends the one up in an cross, and that's how we get the caution, because then the one goes around off the bumper of the 07. Harberts just sneaks by, but there is some decent right rear damage to that one car, and
right front
left front
damage on the 80. Because there was a little game of ping pong with Harberts there. There you see, right at the top of your screen, Harberts spinning around. He got that car pretty well okay. All ended up working out as we ride on board with the 21 here of RJ Williams. There's the 3 wide in front. There you see a little bit further up, there's the incident. RJ sneaks through and then goes right around Harberts as he starts spinning next to Cameron Hamilton.
Well, things get fun here at the Oxford 250. We're nearly down to 100 laps to go. I don't even know. I'm shocked that, again, let's bring up the points. That's what we can talk about here. Let's bring up the points as McCullum is back to the pit lane here. 3 laps ago, he took a while. And he's in the pit lane actively, actually. In the pit lane taking service. Trying to get that damage repaired.
Can't afford to go a lap down. That would be detrimental to his race. You see him pulling off. The field doubled up, so I believe pace car should be pulling off right here. That it is. Getting ready to go.
On lap 138 now, green flag back in the air. The Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. Matt Rolfe blinks. Josh Cottle's got second. Ryan Kuhn third.
Cottle clears for second, so that's going to slot top 3 single file. Trevor Edwards falls in the line for 4th. Grant Brown, first car on the top line, 3 wide. Parker Traves on the outside. He's trying to get back to the front. It's Rolfe now goes purple.
McCullum goes faster, breaks into the 14-second barrier. We go on board with Josh Cottle, who is right on the back end of the 0 car.
And Matt Rolfe definitely wants to put this car in a victory lane tonight. He still has a set of tires that he's able to use as McCullum now goes purple once again. This is something to think about now, Andrew. These drivers, some of them only have 1 set of right sides left, while some of them have a full set left to use. And they did take their left side tires from early on. So there are those that have 2 left side sets left. Do you think left side tires, even taking them at all, could play some sort of factor later on?
Left sides will definitely give you some kind of grip. I don't know if it's going to be worth the time penalty in pit lane. McCullum to the inside of Ashby there. Let's see, McCullum may have well taken 4 tires in that pit stop. We don't know exactly, but he is working now to the inside of Ashby and trying to get by Ashby. That's for 22nd. A long way back there as Ryan Kuhn is to the inside of Josh Cottle. So a battle up front for 2nd spot, and this could affect the lead here in a moment because Ryan Kuhn has moved to 2nd at Oxford.
I don't know if you saw it, Andrew, but Cottle stepped out a little bit on the front straightaway. He kind of let the right side step over the transition where the banking changes to be inverse on the front straightaway. So he's sliding back a little bit further now. Trevor Edwards side by side with him. And Ryan Kuhn, one of the drivers that'll be racing the Oxford 250 this weekend at the real-life Oxford Plains Speedway. As we see Cottle slot in right behind Trevor Edwards. He does not want to stay fighting out there for very much longer. Now, the top 4, single file. Ryan Kuhn looking low. Rolfe gives him the lane. This is for the race lead. Ryan Kuhn now trying to take it away. Rolfe still has the advantage at the line, but Andrew, these guys are mixing it up for the race lead. Give the nose to Kuhn off the line.
This will be our first green flag lead change of the day on lap 147. Ryan Kuhn takes over the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250.
With just over 100 laps to go, 103 laps to go to be exact, Matt Rolfe falls into 2nd, runs 2nd, just like old Pappy did, or old Daddy did. Pappy would be grandfather. Now I'm getting tongue-tied, Andrew. Your tongue-tiedness is contagious, and it's come over to me.
Oh my gosh, I didn't have that on my bingo card for this evening, but anyways, Parker Traves moves into 5th spot, going by Josh Parrish. Traves is the first car on new tires since that restart. He took to 15 laps ago. The next car on tires would be Cole Cabry. So who has tires and who doesn't has changed in a hurry, because now the oldest tires on the racetrack are about 50 laps old. That is going to be your leaders, and well, actually Trevor Edwards has the oldest tires at 79 laps, now 80 laps old. Then it's everybody who pitted 50 laps ago, Ryan Kuhn, Matt Rolfe, and that bunch.
So the Traves there move by, and there's the caution on the speedway once again.
Ashby.
Oh no, we see a couple of other drivers caught up in that.
Evan Rogers is slow.
Not sure what could have caused that. I know there was a little bit of contact back there at the back half of the top 10.
Oh, Langford, Hamilton, Nim Cross.
Saw Hamilton slide on into that after Langford was already going around. A little further up the field, there's Cameron Hamilton on the back bumper of that 33. Oh, Thronberg got into him.
Thronberg just hit the 33 car. The 10 body slams him. The 07 gets involved. Let's go back live here and see what we have, if anything, for pit stops.
Wondering a little bit if Thronberg was caught off guard because Langford slid up. So you see Steele take that 33 car into the front stretch pit lane. See a few cars coming out right now.
Cottle is one of them. Wow.
Trevor Edwards as well. He just came out of the pit lane.
About 100 laps to go, and they're taking their final set of right sides now. Cottle comes in, that's his second stop. Edwards comes in, that's his second stop. Looks like
Ashby just came into the alternate pit lane.
Justin Crowe has made a second stop. It's difficult to keep up with under caution because of timing and scoring. But let's see, where's the 86? Trying to follow along here. He just pitted, so
fuel only from the looks of it.
Yeah, looks like it.
I wonder if it's beneficial, because we see another car taken to the alternate pit lane. I wonder if it's beneficial to come in and take 2 right side tires, run a quick short run, put a heat cycle on them, and then come in and take 2 left side tires should a quick caution come out. You know,
the problem is you're going to be so far back then, because you're going to be pitting from the middle of the field more than likely. Right.
But if you're already back there, it could still be a viable strategy.
But that also gets you closer to going a lap down under caution.
Well, if caution laps don't count, you're not going a lap down.
Well, you know, it's been a long time since I've raced on iRacing in a no caution lap counting race, so honestly, I don't recall how iRacing treats it. In the real world, you're right. I forget how iRacing handles it, but regardless, we're about to go back green flag inside of 100 laps to go. 98, in fact, left to go here at Oxford Plains. Green flag back in the air for Ryan Kuhn. Matt Rolfe, Parker Traves the second row. Then Cole Cabry is back into this. Look at him.
98 laps left to run, and Ryan Kuhn thinks now, just let him do his thing, Andrew. Just let him cook. Leading this race, Parker Traves right behind. He's on fresher tires though. Now Ryan Kuhn is in the spot of all of these guys are on fresher tires. Everyone has some sort of tire advantage over him now. It's going to be DD defense for Ryan Kuhn as Cole Cabry looks on to that 60 car of Parker Traves, working around, seeing if he can find a way forward. I think Traves just kind of bounced off the curb right there as Cabry gets a little loose. Rolfe running in the 4th spot. Wilkinson and Dempster.
3 wide. Here comes McCullum on the inside of RJ Williams and the 14 of Grant Brown. McCullum moves on through, moves into the 7th spot. Cody Dempster 6th. Brandon Wilkinson in 5th. Wilkinson is on 20 lap old tires, so he's right there with Traves and Cabry. Traves and Cabry have the same age tires right now. That's important to note as they work on the back end of Ryan Kuhn.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Cody Dempster. He's gotten involved in a couple of wrecks today. He got into a few incidents that might not have benefited him. He squeezes Alex McCullum, who says no go. Switchback though. Cody Dempster back to the inside. No go.
Caution.
Spinning on
Harbert's
turn
in the
number 4.
80. Harbert's is around and slow with damage.
That's one of the drivers that's top 4 in the points. He's got a lot of damage on that left front. Might have been some contact. Maybe he bounced off one of those inside dirt mounds. Covers off Trevor Edwards going into turn number 3.
Just watch this next lap.
Oh, that looks like that left front damage was already there.
So watch this. Calibro on the outside. Edwards looks to the inside of Harbert's. Harbert's turns in. Edwards is there, and Calibro comes down. That's how this all happens.
He locks it down, gets it woed up pretty nicely. Ashby comes in a little late, scuffs him up. And Ashby just parks it right there on the front straightaway.
It's like Harbert's will bring it into the pit lane. That is Grant Brown down and away with service.
Looked like he was up on the jack right there.
Taking right sides.
A couple tires. See the rest of the field roll on through turn number 4. So I got a few little hiccups now. I find it interesting that these drivers are not utilizing the apron to its full extent. I just saw, that was Grant Brown, I think, that just came out of the pit lane. He just hopped over the curb and said, I'm just coming right back onto the racetrack. See Ashby actually using the apron. That's got to do some sort of damage to the underbody of these cars, especially with the new damage model.
I would think, but here's a look at the point standings one more time. McCullum with the lead, 18 points to Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn has looked really good lately, but Cole Cabry might look even better with those newer tires. Harbert's 4th, just had that problem on that caution, so you can scratch this day for him. Looks like it's going the wrong way, even though he's been good. Trevor Edwards in 5th. He was back involved in that. It was Harbert's and Edwards. Kronberg has been in a couple of incidents, as has Cameron Hamilton. Spencer Dickinson's not here. He was scared to race, I guess. And oh man, he's been watching, so that's why I say that. He's watching this evening on YouTube, and I've seen him in the chat a lot. But Matt Rolfe in 9th, Aaron Johnson 10th. And we're about to go back green flag racing. We're going to have 91 laps to go in the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. Based out of Rhode Island, this restart is for Yacht Club Soda. Green flag back in the air for Ryan Kuhn.
Oh, look at that bottom line, Andrew. They did not get going. That's allowing Matt Rolfe to slot in and utilize those tires that he still has. He's going to slot in and try to take the spot away from Parker Traves.
1 lap complete off of the green. The field flies by the speed shot there. 1 car on the very inside. But watch Cole Cabry. He's got better tires by 40 laps over Ryan Kuhn, and I think the 54 is going right back to position number 1 here soon.
He just might. Closing in ever so rapidly on that 72 machine of Brian Kuhn. Parker Traves on the outside still. Matt Rolfe slots past Parker Traves, stays on that bottom line, and Trace is going to put that car back to the bottom. Rolling 4th, Alex McCullum up on top. He's side by side with Wilkinson, who was the driver that didn't get a good restart on that bottom line.
Wilkinson's got 28 lap old tires, so about 30 laps ago. He pitted right with Cabry. McCullum, though, pitted another couple of laps after that, after his caution. McCullum, I am so shocked McCullum has flown back through this field after that crash he had on the front stretch. But props to him as he's driven into the 5th position, passing Brandon Wilkinson in the Epic Media Toyota Camry.
I think if you're Ryan Kuhn, you want Alex McCullum to finish as far back as humanly possible while being able to win the race.
Of course, and same for Cole Cabry. He's going to want Cabry to finish down there, but Kuhn right now really is a sitting duck. I think whenever Cabry wants to, he can go up there and push up to the 72 car. But Zach, there's so many laps left in this race. I think we're going to see these guys still save their stuff quite a bit. Cabry knows he's got better tires. He knows he can go up there when he wants to. I think he's going to hold back and save what he's got for right now.
Yeah, but I think if you see Cabry backpedaling it, I think you got to backpedal as well. You see Ryan Kuhn has actually extended the gap a little bit to Cole Cabry in that 54 machine. It just closed back up a little bit through turns 1 and 2. maybe a little slip up out of Ryan Kuhn, but I think if Cabry's on the back pedal, you got to do the same. He doesn't look like he's going to be aggressive, so that's pretty much your okay to start backing him up, roll off the throttle a little bit. You are the leader. You control this race right now. If he's not going to be aggressive, then make him be aggressive. Use his tires up, so save your stuff a little more and let him come to you. If he gets too close, manage the gap, push a little bit harder, keep him back there. As we look on with the fight for third, Rolf, Traves, and McCullum. Oh, bumper to the back bumper of the zero.
Traves, a shot there to Matt Rolfe as they run side by side behind these guys. We'll cover that now as Cody Dempster is on the inside of Aaron Johnson. That's for 7th spot. Cody Kelly is there. Dylan Calabro and Trevor Edwards run side by side. Edwards and Calabro pitted 18 laps ago. They've got some of the best tires on the racetrack, but the absolute best tires, as this is getting very confusing, I know. The absolute
on the speedway.
And it's John Owlett turned around. The absolute best tires, by the way, go to Grant Brown.
I hate to cut you off there, Andrew, but this could change up a lot of the dynamics of the race now. If you look back at the replay, Langford in front. This looks like the lap beforehand. See Jake Grout on the outside, Cameron Hamilton in the mix.
It'll be this time off the corner. John Owlett just checked up. Hamilton was there.
Yeah, it just looked like he jammed on the brake there for a second. Maybe he thought he was going to run into the back bumper of the car in front, but I don't know there, Andrew. Didn't exactly work out completely in his favor. But now, though, do we see pit stops underway? We've got just over 75 laps to go, and it looked like it for a second.
Yeah. We haven't seen many pit stops live yet, so we haven't really seen exactly where these guys go to get down to pit lane because we've been watching replays. For a second, I thought Ryan Kuhn was going down there, but he will hang on to the race lead still. A little over 75 to go.
One car getting waved around. That's is Kyle Meyer. That's going to put him back on the lead lap.
Well, do we know what's going to happen? No. Are we going to watch what's going to happen? Yes. I still think Cole Cabry can pretty much pass the 72 when he wants to. Cabry was so good to open this race. I really think, I have to believe, that he can pretty much do what he wants with it.
I don't know, Andrew. I think that somehow, some way, this race still belongs to Ryan Kuhn. He has played the strategy to his advantage. He took the bounty. I'm going to keep saying it was a bounty because that's what it looks like. He's got some sort of strategy that we don't know about. And Ryan Kuhn is always someone to keep in your back pocket here at Oxford Plains Speedway. He knows this track like the back of his hand. He's got so many starts here under his belt in a real-life super late model. He's got a lot of starts here on the iRacing Sim. He's one of the few drivers in the world over 10K iRating. So give it to him. I think he's got a lot to go for it.
Just over 75 laps to go into the restart zone. Green flag is back out in the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. Alex McCullum with a strong restart hangs on the outside of Matt Rolfe. Cabry is going to slot down into second. And McCullum now third.
That was very close. That was the first restart that we had seen probably all night where the leaders stayed side by side, rolling on to the back stretch. And I think Cabry recognized it, didn't want Rolfe to fill the gap, and now he's slotted back into the second spot. McCullum for third. He's trying to work himself forward. I don't know how well it's going to work. Rolfe is still on the inside. This might be detrimental to McCullum. He might just want to fall in line right behind Matt Rolfe, because Wilkinson and crash, turn number 1.
Caution out again. It's John Owlett for the second time in a row. We'll take a look back at it. The Team 53 driver gets tipped around by Noah Boucher, goes for a quick slide off the racetrack, and that's it.
Right in front of Nim Cross as well. Good job to avoid that incident and not get any more involved.
Do we see pit stops out of any of the leaders here?
Seems like we've got some race strategists in the chat tonight, Andrew. From what they're saying, Trevor Edwards is the first driver on his last set of right side tires. Grant Brown is on new tires. He's the first car on new tires. He's sitting somewhere around the 14th position, actually 12th last time we had a green flag lap. So this could shake up quite a few interesting standpoints in the race. We've still got Ryan Kuhn, Cole Cabry, Alex McCullum, Matt Rolfe out there. They have not gone in for another set of tires. They're still out there trying to make work what they have on them. But how long do you keep running it? We're 75 laps away from the end of this race when we take the green flag. When do you decide it is finally worth it to come in and take that last set of right sides or take a full set of tires?
It's hard to bet on when cautions will come out. And it's getting more and more enticing, more and more worth it to come in and take that last set of tires, that second set of tires.
But you don't want to put yourself too far back with two less of laps to go.
Correct.
That's the big thing.
Correct. And you have to manage how many laps, A, you can go on that set and still have speed, and B, how many laps you can go, or I guess how far back you can go with how few laps will be left. So you have to give yourself time to get back to the front. I think this actually would have been a great mark to go ahead and pit and get the second set if you're somebody like Ryan Kuhn. He's run 80 laps on these tires. He's now run farther than he has to go. I think this would have been a good caution, but it's hard to pit out of the race lead. It really is. You're leading the race.
I give it 10 more laps at most.
If we have a caution, but we might not have another caution for 50 laps. We don't know. Green flag on the way, restart zone here. Green flag back in the air now, and Cabry had a bit of a bobble there on the restart. He gets straight down in front of McCullum.
Yeah, he slots in line. Matt Rolfe up on the top side now. He wants to get back to the bottom. He's had one of the strongest cars since he took tires, but now the fight's behind. Everyone's all doubled up as we are 3 wide, almost in the middle of the pack as we fly on by the speed shot. Oh my goodness, Ryan Kuhn just went purple. He's got something still left in the tank. Matt Rolfe slots in flying right in front of Wilkinson. Maybe he's got something still, Andrew. Maybe he can still roll with these tires.
Maybe that's why he didn't pit.
These drivers know something that we don't. We are not in these cars. We don't know what the heck's going on, what's going through their strategy. But Cole Cabry, I think that is his signal to go. Now that Ryan Kuhn is setting purple laps, setting quick times, really, that's the signal to get moving and get in gear, because now he's got McCullum on his back bumper, who was the car fighting him early on in this race for the lead. The 4 strongest cars are at the front of the pack right now, in my opinion.
Well, let's not forget that Cabry and Cabry's got another set in the pits, just like Kuhn does. So Cabry can cover whatever Ryan Kuhn does. I don't know if he's going to. I kind of feel like Cole Cabry has made his bed and he's going to run to the end of this set. But he can absolutely still come in one more time and get tires late in this race and use them to his advantage. We'll have to wait and see, but let's cover the battle from 5th on back, because it's Brandon Wilkinson in 5th place. The 6th position belongs to Cody Kelly, 7th to Trevor Edwards, 8th to Aaron Johnson, then 9th is Josh Connell, 10th is Cody Dempster on his way out of the top 10 as he's got old tires.
That he does. And Trevor Edwards is probably the only car on his last set of right side tires. Might be a couple others there.
McCullum, I think.
Really?
I think. I don't know for sure. He's taken 2 stops. One of those stops was damage repair, though. He may well have taken tires. He may well have not taken tires. It's hard for us to say because of the replays that we have to take for the broadcast. It's really hard to keep up to date on who has tires and who doesn't, but he has taken 2 stops. That doesn't mean he took 2 sets.
He fixed damage when he took EOL, so he still actually does have a set left. And yep, he came in, he pitted right before the caution. Yeah, no, he took damage repair. Thank you to those in the YouTube chat that are.
Well, that's just Spencer Dickinson.
Oh, crap! Someone.
Josh Parrish. Jake Grau, RJ Williams, John Owlett. And they're still crashing. Boucher involved. Williams and Outlet still making contact, and they finally sort it out. Caution flag. This is when you pit. If you haven't already made your final stop of the race, this, I think, is when you do it. Let's take a look at the replay. Jake Grout involved in the 49 car. We'll watch this thing off of turn number 4. Josh Parrish, I think, was involved as well. RJ Williams certainly was. And Parrish jacks up the 21 car of Williams. That's how this happens. Grout spins around on the very top side of the racetrack. But really, the attention centered around the 21 car of RJ Williams.
Now that we have a quick caution, Andrew, I think this would be a prime opportunity for drivers to make their way down the pit lane.
This is the money stop.
Take their last set. But it looks like our leaders are still staying on the racetrack. Matt Rolfe took to the pit lane. He went in for his last set. Cody Dempster's gone in. You know, we take a look at the replay. I'll keep you informed on who's doing what. But Kuhn, Cabry, McCullum still out on the racetrack in the top 3. Cody Kelly stayed out. Trevor Edwards stayed out. You've got Josh Cottle, I believe, still on the racetrack. Yes, he is. There's so much still going on, and I don't know what to think here. There's so much that can be done right now for these drivers to keep themselves in contention for this win. And you know, we've got some other drivers that are in here watching. This is a cool thing that I like, not to break the fourth wall a little bit about iRacing, but anyone can join these sessions to spectate. You don't just have to be a league member to join these races. You have to be a league member to join the races, but you don't have to be a league member to spectate. We've had Cars Tour late model stock car driver, Cars Tour Pro late model driver, I believe. Tristan McGee was in here. We had Derek Kraus in here. They were spectating these guys. They're all seeing what's going on. This action is heating up tonight.
Got to watch the 0 car on this restart. He's going to be one of the best cars on tires, if not the best car now on tires, inside of 70 laps to go. I got to believe this was the money stop, because this will get you track position and tires for later in this race. We can see that 80 lap old tires are still fast. This, I think, was the money stop. Anything later than this, and you're going to put yourself deeper in the field. Let's watch this restart, though, as Ryan Kuhn's going to have control. Cole Cabry on the outside, Alex McCullum, Cody Kelly, Trevor Edwards, your top 5. Green flag, back in the air. The Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250 has a nice ring to it for Ryan Kuhn. But he's got a long ways to go still to hold off 2 of the best in super late models on iRacing. 1 lap complete off the restart, and the top 3 are single file.
There was no place for Cabry to slot in line, so he falls to 3rd. McCullum to 2nd. Cody Kelly on the outside of Trevor Edwards. That's for the 4th spot. I believe the first car on tires is he's 19th. So he's got a ways to go to get back up to the front. He's 3 wide though, Andrew. Right in the middle of Cody Dempster and Kyle Meyer trying to find his way through. He's got Nim Cross right in front of him. Kyle Meyer's hanging tough on the outside. He's going to the top of Nim Cross to make it 3 wide in front. I don't think this is what Rolfe wants to see. He's got to try to point his way forward.
He's got some time, though. 60 laps to go that last time by the flag stand. He's got a little bit of time. He's got to be quick. He's got to be hasty, but he can breathe right now. At the very least, he's got time to move forward in this race. We saw drivers take only 40 or 50 laps to go from the back to the front earlier, especially if we get a caution and we see some pit stops. Rolfe might only have to pass about 10 cars on the racetrack if we get another caution.
I think Spencer Dickinson was right. 3rd groove or bust.
Has to be, yeah. It's going to burn that right front, though.
It is, but at the same time, if you keep getting these quick, short runs that we keep having over the last few laps now, these last couple of cautions, they've just been allowing these drivers to put a heat cycle on, reset, refocus. Now you see Matt Rolfe switching to the middle, Jeremy Ashby up on the top line.
What makes this difficult is Dante Curtis on the inside, that 03 car, and Kyle Meyer directly ahead. They're both on tires as well. So the advantage for Matt Rolfe is only down to setup and driver, and it's enough, but it's not quite enough to get him past these 2 when they're blocking both lines on the racetrack that are realistically that good. You've got to go to the 3rd line somehow and find a way by the 88 car. He gets by Dante Curtis for the most part. There's Cameron Hamilton down low. But there's just nowhere to go, and Meyer has tires, so it's holding this zero car back.
I can't imagine what the tire wear has to be when these cars come up on the front stretch right here. They take the transition over what, I don't know.
Ooh, that was close. Dempster 3 wide with Langford and Curtis. That was nearly a crash.
That it was, but Dempster's going to fall in.
And hey, look, Matt Rolfe just got to the inside of Kyle Meyer, so he is now the official first car on tires. Jake Grout gets jacked up there by the 10, but Rolfe can now just about get down to the bottom side and start to control this race from his perspective. He's running now 13th spot. He just made up like 10 spots from the restart.
That he did, and I think I'm going to agree with Spencer Dickinson, who's out in the YouTube chat. He thinks that it's going to need to go green for Rolfe to have the advantage, and I fully agree with that. It's got to go green now for him to be able to take advantage of it. But at the same time, Andrew, let's take into consideration that just because you have new tires, just because you're a fast driver, does not mean you...
Whoa, Harberts! Was that off the nose of the zero car? He was right behind him.
If it was, that's going to take his whole race out of contention.
Let's find out. Let's watch here from the tower. Matt Rolfe to the inside, stayed off of him. Harbert's got up into Devin Rogers and spins.
Ooh.
Now what do the leaders do? Is that the 72 coming in? I think so. Here comes Ryan Kuhn. He knows he's got to get another set. He's going to come and do it now.
Harbert's
less than 50 to go.
Coming in too.
Less than 50 to go. I think this is a little bit too late, but we'll see how it works out for him. Clearly, there's still enough time for him to go from the back to the front, as you see more pit stops behind him. Calabro, Rogers, Grout. I don't know, Zach. There's enough time, but he can get caught up in stuff. I don't know.
This is what I was trying to say before the caution came out. Actually, there's so much that can happen being stuck in the back. It doesn't matter if you're a good driver. It doesn't matter if you have the setup. You could be quick as on God's green earth. You could be the quickest car on the racetrack. But the driver that I'm going to point to here, not to call him out, Steele Langford. He was up in the top 5, and he has not been able to recover his race yet. He is still mired back in the later half, the back half of the field. So it's entirely possible that things can still change and prevent you from getting up there.
Let's see what happens here. As the field works by the flag stand, I believe that is going to be the 1 to green signal. No, that was 2 to green, it looks like.
These drivers are doubling up in the front, putting a little bit of heat in these tires.
Extra second for these guys to breathe before they go back racing. Ryan Kuhn is going to line up somewhere around, waiting for it to update, 20th. Yeah, somewhere around 20th spot. And by the way, look who's inherited this race lead. Alex McCullum for the first time out front. 0 laps led. He's going to add a 1 to that mark here in just a moment when we go back green flag racing. Finally to the race lead after starting deep in this field. Where did he start? 16th. And he's really had to race for it this evening, been involved in a couple of crashes, has finally found his way forward. Let's see what he can do on this restart inside of 50 to go. Green flag is back in the air for Alex McCullum. Watch Matt Rolfe, he's in the top 10.
Side by side for third, Trevor Edwards, Josh Cottle, they're fighting it out. You've got Grant Brown right on the inside as well. Parker Traves looking all the way up top. He looks like he might make it 3 wide, but Matt Rolfe is going to stick it in the middle, make it 3 wide himself. This is what you were talking about, Andrew. Watch out for Rolfe now on the inside of Parker Traves. He's got a lane down low in front of Throneberg, but I think he wants to go around Grant Brown to see if he can point that car to the front. But Cottle's going backwards, so I don't know what lane might actually work out well for him. I think best bet, follow Grant Brown.
It's a tough decision to make here. Grant Brown gets free on the inside there, holds up the 0 car. He's stuck between the 14, the 16, the 22. And there's a car around. It's Dante Curtis in the 0-3. And they stack up on the bottom. Harberts is in it. 4th place in points.
This has not been a good race for Jacob Harberts.
Take a replay here. Curtis got into Ryan Kuhn. That's what I'm talking about, Zach. You put yourself in the back here late in the race, you're liable to end up in incidents like this. Thankfully, it works out for Kuhn. He's able to save the car and get away, but that was really close to being disaster.
Steve, but then we have the discussion now. Since these drivers up in the front are hearing about where this is going on, what's happening, and what might be, you know, the transgressions back here, do we see... oh my goodness, do we see Alex McCullum? Do we see Cole Cabry stay out the rest of the race and not take their last set?
I said earlier, about 40, 50 laps to go, I think they've made their bed. I think they have to lie in it at this point. They waited so long to come in and get tires. To come in now, I think would be too detrimental. They might prove us wrong. Might. May. Possibly. We'll see.
The detriment is it's a double-edged sword now, Andrew, because we've gone so long into this run on these sets of tires for guys like Alex McCullum, Cole Cabry, Trevor Edwards. Now you've got drivers who made their beds earlier by taking tires. Matt Rolfe, he's moving up, and as long as he continues to move up, that's going to put pressure on Cole Cabry. It's going to put pressure on Alex McCullum. Take it from a driver standpoint too. I would be nervous as all heck if I saw these guys coming up inside the top 5 on fresh tires and I haven't made my pit stop yet, and now there's 45 laps to go.
It'll be 44 at the drop of the green. I don't think there's enough time. I said it earlier, I think you and I are in agreement for once here. I think it's too late to come in and get tires.
Looks like Spencer Dickinson fully agrees with you. The shop cars are done pitting for the night is what he thinks, and we're all agreeing now.
We'll see. Matt Rolfe is going to restart. No, tire strategy is the best thing. That's what's given us all the drama this evening. Matt Rolfe going to restart P7, Grant Brown P5. We're going to see what happens off this restart. 44 laps to go in Oxford, Maine. Green flag back in the air in the Yacht Club Soda, Oxford 250. Grant Brown right on the back end of Trevor Edwards, blinking at a turn 1.
Like Cabry was able to slot line once again. McCullum leads the way. Cottle on the top. Grant Brown with the nose in front of Traves. Rolfe started on the inside. There's contact. Grant Brown, Parker Traves. They are leaning off of each other. That's going to close that door for Matt Rolfe to slot that car in line. Now he's side by side from the 6th spot. Grant Brown moving alongside Cottle. They're moving backwards up on that top line. Oh, pops the curb.
Go to the inside, right there, caution. Dylan Calabro involved. Whoa, somebody's way out in the dirt. That is Jake Grout way out there.
Look at one car around coming off of turn number 2. He's getting that car straightened back up. This is not what you want to see if you're Matt Rolfe.
Dylan Calabro.
Oh,
wow.
No.
That's how Grout ended up out there. Got the right side of that car taken off by Calabro in the 71. The 16 of Boucher went for a spin. That was that car I think you were saying was turned around out there. Let's see what happened to Calabro. Wilkinson made contact with him.
Ooh, just a slide right there.
Oh, Harberts again. You're kidding me.
Dude.
And he towed it after that. He's done.
I would be too. Look at Calabro. He's got all kinds of toe messed up on that 71. This has been a heck of a race for Harberts now. It's a ping pong, 1 hit, 2 hits. And then if we're talking about Jake Grout, I would like to consider myself the X Games judge for the night, but I give that launch and landing a 10 out of 10 from Grout.
Cabry pitted.
Oh boy.
Cole Cabry just pitted. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. That is a bold strategy.
Flag. He's running out of time, Andrew.
But if this goes green, oh man. If this goes green and he has enough time to actually work through the field, if he's got a chance. And if we, you know what, if we get another caution and half the field pits in front of him and it lightens the load, it's a bold strategy, but it could very well pay dividends.
I love how we were just talking about how if they pit, it's going to be too much of a detriment, and now you're thinking of all of the different ways that it could be to his benefit. So
I still think it was too late. I still think it was too late. But if it works out, I mean, it could work out, is what I'm trying to say, because
it could.
He's got the fastest car on the racetrack. If there was anybody that was going to do it, I feel like it would have been him.
Whoa, now, fastest car on the racetrack.
He led 130 from the drop of the green.
You're not wrong, and I do like seeing that some thought my X Games joke was a little funny, but Rolf now up to 6, McCullum the leader, Edwards outside row. Andrew, here we go.
Green flag back in the air in the Yacht Club Soda, Oxford 250, side by side, McCullum and Edwards. Edwards slots in line, and
forced Grant Brown out a little bit wide. That caused him to cross up a little.
Look at Rolf right to the inside. Matt Rolf pokes to the inside, 40 laps to go at Oxford Plains.
Grant Brown way up top. He is out of shape on that outside line. Rolf is trying to point his way forward. He's been fighting with Parker Traves this whole time. He knows he's faster than that 60 car, but now he's going to point in front of Grant Brown. He had spotted the line, so if the caution comes out, he's back on the inside line as McCullum goes quickest. That's 14.77. We've got a spinner, Andrew. Caution on the speedway. I'm not sure who it was. Cameron Hamilton, he's in the dirt.
Brad Carpenter involved, it looks like. That's Carpenter in the 31. I love that signature lime green 31 car. Ryan Kuhn got jacked up by, it looked like the 78 car.
I think the thing that's going to save him there is the fact that position goes off of the last time past the line. So that's going to be helpful for Ryan Kuhn with holding on to his track position.
Let's see what even happened here. Kuhn might have caused this.
Curb.
Kuhn might have caused this, though. He ran in the back of the 24 of Dempster, then got hit up the racetrack into the 10 car. This might go on Ryan Kuhn.
Waiting to see what the call is and who gets the EOL. I think Dempster popped the curb right there, which caused Ryan Kuhn to get into him. Therefore, you could call it a racing incident. Let's take a look at it from the drone cam. The beautiful drone cam we use here from the Flash Cams Pit Stop TV.
Oh no, he
popped the curb. I knew it.
No, watch this back. Watch this back. Why does he hit the curb?
Kuhn gets him
slow-mo
right there.
There's contact from the 72 to the 24. That's why the 24 gets the curb. The 72 jams on the brakes. Aaron Johnson nowhere to go.
What's the in-car got to say about that from Dempster's perspective, though? Does he make a correction from the contact with Ryan Kuhn?
What does it matter? If there's bumper-to-bumper contact, it's on the rear car. The 72 got him. Let's watch from Dempster's point of view. The bumper cam.
I don't know. That makes it very close to call from that perspective. It's hard to place blame right there.
We might be grasping at straws. It's so close. So close.
So close.
If he didn't hit him, he breathed on him. I mean, it was that close. Now, inside of 40 to go, Rolf is going to have the inside in row 3. He's going to restart 5th.
No EOLs. So everyone's going to hold on to their spot. That
puts Kuhn
big.
10th. That puts Kuhn 10th.
And we still have just over 35 laps to go in this race. Pace cars pulling off. Here we go again.
Waiting on the green flag. There it is. The Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250 back underway. Edwards dives down to the inside.
Matt Rolf now on the inside of Parker Traves. He's got some leeway to that outside line. The runs are there for Traves to hang on to the spot, but I don't think it's going to last very long. McCullum sets another quick time, a 75 out of that mean machine. as we see Ryan Kuhn now making it 3 wide on the outside of Blake Throneberg. They're side by side with Dempster on the inside now. They're all on tires too, Andrew. They're trying to move back to the front. Cole Cavery just went quickest, 75.
Traves gets jacked up. Grant Brown to the inside of him. Here's Kyle Meyer back from a couple of laps down, back in the race and working into the top 5. Remember, he pitted along with Matt Rolfe. What a change of the race for him. Brown gets Traves jacked up and is going to hit him again down in turn 3. The 60 is holding the 14 up, and Grant Brown wants by him. He finally gets away by. Traves holds him down the racetrack into 1. Justin Crowe makes a little contact. They're 3 wide, stacked up down the backstretch, 2 rows deep.
Now he's holding up Ryan Kuhn, who was just about clear of Throneberg. Now he's stuck behind him once again. Parker Traves is just holding up that outside line. If you're Ryan Kuhn, you gotta find a way around. You gotta find a way around now. You have got the tires to make your way back up to the front, but he is grasping to keep that car even close to the top 10. Traves is going backwards, and he is going with him.
Kuhn pitted 16 laps ago. Cavery right behind him now. 1 position behind Ryan Kuhn, pitted 9 laps ago. There's Cole Cavery on the inside of Ryan Kuhn. If you move forward, though, McCullum is starting to walk away a little bit from Trevor Edwards and Josh Cottle. Matt Rolfe sits in 4th.
This has not benefited Ryan Kuhn in the slightest. Somehow, some way, Cavery played his cards right and was able to put that car in a position to make moves so much quicker than Ryan Kuhn was. See Steele Langford right behind that 54 car. That's not going to allow Kuhn to slot in. He's got to try to find a way to keep that 54 pin.
Traves is all over the 72. Wow. And Kuhn gets back into Traves there. Kuhn slides back to the 17th spot. I don't think he's happy with the 60 of Traves at all. Traves had him jacked up down the front stretch a lap ago.
You heard the radio, you would think that, and you would think correctly.
Yeah, I can't imagine Kuhn was happy with that, but here's Cole Cavery now into the 12th spot, working on Cody Kelly for 11th. Meanwhile, Matt Rolfe across the racetrack is in 4th, has better tires than the cars ahead, but only 27 laps to do anything with it.
He's got to try to find a way to make a move now. He's looking on the outside of Cottle. He's trying to put that car in a spot that he could make a move. I don't know what is going to happen here for Matt Rolfe. He needs to make moves now. 25 laps to go at Oxford Plains Speedway. McCullum, still your leader. Trevor Edwards, 3/10 behind. Josh Cottle, Matt Rolfe, Kyle Meyer, Cody Dempster, Aaron Johnson. Oh, this race is definitely not over yet, Andrew.
You can see Rolfe going through different ideas of what he can do to try and find a way up to the 13 car and buy the 13 car, but it's just not happening right now. I think the advantage is too slim. He's got about a 35 lap advantage on tires over the 13 car and the 32 car. McCullum's got 90 lap old tires, so it's a 50 lap advantage for Rolfe over the 1 car. I just don't think it's enough. Now watching this play out, as there's a caution, I just don't think it's enough. There's Rogers and Williams spun around, though.
Got some heavy damage on the front end of that car.
Little over 20 to go. Caution flag is out for this incident. RJ Williams and Josh Parrish. Parrish kind of shoves the 21 up the racetrack into Devin Rogers. And the caution comes out. I can't imagine we're going to have pit stops. We're going to come back from replay quickly just in case. I'm so surprised that the 54 actually bit and pitted. But where is he going to line up in all of this?
E10 right now.
I don't think there's enough time for him. He would have needed more drivers to pit somewhere. He would have needed another caution or two in there somewhere where guys would have felt moved to pit, and that just didn't happen. Such an interesting race, and I'm going to be shocked if McCullum's able to hold on here. Maybe not that shocked, but a little shocked. Like, just a hint of shocked. if McCullum hangs on. I mean, it's Alex McCullum at a late model on iRacing, so really not that shocked. It's like the Futurama meme of Fry. Like, well, I'm shocked, but not that shocked.
What happened to shut up and take my money?
Well, that's in there as well. I really thought Matt Rolfe would have more of an advantage over these guys, though. His car clearly can go toe-to-toe with them if they're straight up racing. The other drivers might be a little better, but I really thought Matt would have something for them with that tire advantage, and he has just gone nowhere once he's got up to 4th.
See Cottle there, smoking the tires a little bit.
Trying to clean them off.
I don't know, Andrew. I think we're in for one heck of a race at this point, because here's my driver's intuition of what I'm starting to think is what's going to happen here. I think Trevor Edwards is going to slot in line because Cottle's not going to get a good restart, and that's going to allow a stack up, which is going to allow Matt Rolfe to draw alongside that 32 and continue using that outside line like he wants to, which would draw him up to McCullum, but it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of driving to get past that one car.
Cabry lines up 11th. Kuhn lines up 14th. Green flag back in the air for Alex McCullum. 21 laps to go.
Caution's out again. Oh, Calabro.
Calabro, Rogers, and was that that was Jake Grout.
I called it too.
Let's see what happened here. Devin Rogers off the restart, involved as Jake Grout goes around. Jake Grout restarted back here with Blake Thronberg. Thronberg was disagreeing maybe over where he lined up. But Grout back here with Josh Parrish right behind him. Grout fired, Parrish went, and they all stacked up.
Big accordion effect on that outside line.
Hang on. No, he didn't. Did Trevor Edwards get the race lead?
He had the... Wait, no.
I think he did. And Rolfe got 3rd. This changes this race big time.
I called that restart perfectly, did I not, Andrew?
Edwards credited with the race lead at the line. Rolfe credited with 3rd as somebody's blown up in the pit lane. It's either Thomas Dean or Jacob Harberts, I think.
It has to be Thomas Dean.
Or is it Jake Grout?
Just heard it as well. Harberts just blew up.
Yeah, it's Harberts.
So Grout's out, Dylan Calabro in the pit lane, Devin Rogers in the pit lane.
And this flips the inside and the outside of the last couple of restarts with 20 laps to go. Edwards now with the advantage. This just changed the race big time for Matt Rolfe and really helped him out. It's still likely gonna be a teammate restart between the 32 and the 1, and I think they're still gonna get in single file, but now Edwards with the race lead. Oh man.
That's gonna make Matt Rolfe's job a heck of a lot easier. He knows he's faster than that 32, and if he can
to the
take
inside
that
of the
car
1
out of the equation, you've got Trevor Edwards, Alex McCullum, Matt Rolfe, Josh Cottle, Cody Dempster, Kyle Meyer, your first 3 rows. Pace car's pulling off, Andrew. 20 laps to go.
It's the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250, and we are back green at Oxford. A big restart out of McCullum. Is Edwards going to let him in?
Is he? I think he is.
Wow.
McCullum gets clear. No, he doesn't. They're side by side going through 3 and 4.
McCullum off the top side gets clear of the 32 car. Was that a teammate restart, or was that McCullum just being that dang good? I don't know.
I guess we'll never know. As they're side by side for 3rd. Rolfe, Edwards, give that to Cottle at the line for the spot. Rolfe back in front. He's got to make it back around. Hope there's no caution, and he'll be locked into that 3rd spot should we have another restart. They're all fighting it out towards the back. Cody Kelly's going around.
Cody Kelly in the 75. Caution.
Kuhn's involved in that one.
Thronberg,
involved.
Hamilton, Owlette. The 75, though, takes the brunt of it and is going to tow back to the pit lane. It looks like he's done.
Heavy blow.
This is a little bit late in the replay, but Kelly just got tipped and then got hit big time by Thronberg.
A heavy blow to that 75. He's been involved in quite a few shakeups. We saw him do really well at Langley not too many races ago, and he got involved in a lot of stuff that took him out of contention. There's the stack up, which ended up causing him to go around off the nose of Ryan Kuhn. Thronberg hits Kuhn. Langford goes on by. And that's going to cost Kuhn a spot to Langford, more than likely.
That's going to send Kuhn to the back.
Theoretically, it is not, as there's no EOL being handed out right now. These drivers are doubled up, ready to go again.
Well, he tipped Cody Kelly. It might be a penalty in post, but I mean, he tipped the 75 car and turned him around. It's certainly not intentional, but he got him, as that looks like maybe 2 to green. It'll be McCullum, Edwards, Rolfe, Cottle, and Dempster.
Excuse me. No, I'm starting to realize what my issue is with thinking Cabry is Cottle and Cottle is Cabry. It's something on my end with my cameras. It's a little mixed up, but got it figured out now. We're good.
I want to give a shout out to our partners with Pit Stop TV, Whiplash Simcams, ATVO, CC's Business, and Cody Williams Design helps us look good and revs up our style. I am so thrilled here soon to fully enable our partnership with Cody Williams Design. You're going to see some amazing Pit Stop TV paint schemes in our upcoming broadcast graphics here coming up very soon.
Really good.
Yes, they do. I'm excited to begin this partnership with such a great designer. It's going to be a lot of fun the rest of this calendar year. I'm so excited. I wish we could show off the paint schemes, but we got to wait just a little bit longer, I think. We should have them soon, and it'll be a lot of fun to add them to graphics like this. I know this still shows...
I'm still a big fan. I'm still a big fan of how that Cup car looks, Andrew. I like the yellow and black. It's kind of my thing.
I know this still shows Thursday here this evening, but I promise you the rest of it will make sense here in just a little bit. Into the restart zone we go. Green flag, back in the air. Big restart from Rolfe. He's up to second. Big problems for Edwards.
Oh, Kyle Meyer spinning.
And that's a caution.
He's going to collect a couple more cars back there. Oh, no.
Brad Carpenter, Justin Crow.
Got one car going.
Meyer was 6th. And in that jam with Edwards going backwards, Crow gets into Meyer, and that spins the 88 around.
Thronberg's out of the race from what it looks like.
He was out of the race before the restart. Something happened to him. That might have been the previous caution happening to him. But here's the crash from turn 1's perspective.
Edwards just sleeping on that restart. And that's going to give 2 free spots to a few of these drivers.
I don't know what happened. Was he... I think he missed a shift. I think the 32 missed a shift. Let's listen on board. Let's listen for a second. Once we get to the restart zone and watch the RPM gauge under his right hand. Miss a shift. Wow.
And I can confirm, Andrew, it was not addressed in the restart. Then again, maybe it was, but Ryan Kuhn was given an EOL for that incident involving Cody Kelly. He's back on the pit lane, sitting about 25th in the running order right now. So take Ryan Kuhn out of contention for this win and throw these point standings into a huge loop. You've got Ryan Kuhn and Jacob Harberts just about out of contention for this win. Harberts is 25 laps down. He's out of the race already.
And Cabry is back in 9th.
He's going to move up. He's going to move into second. That's going to throw a huge
But
wrench into Ryan Kuhn.
But McCullum is opening a huge gap right now. While Cabry might take over second, this is, frankly, not the night he needs to have happen. I don't want to say unacceptable, but close to it, running ninth after starting first, winning his heat race, leading 130 laps. He cannot finish ninth tonight. He's got to do better than that, and he's got the car to do it. I think he can. It's a matter of time left to go. 15 laps to go this time by Alex McCullum in the restart zone. Green flag back in the air from Oxford.
Someone's around on the restart, Andrew. They're wrecking in the back. That's got to be another caution.
Another car goes spinning, and caution is back out. Man.
Justin Crow being assessed with an EOL penalty for this restart, so he might have something to do with it here.
No, he got the EOL before that. This is going to be maybe RJ Williams. You know what? Let's watch it from the fisheye camera. We can just watch this happen in front of us and diagnose who's in it. Somebody tips the 03 of Dante Curtis. Curtis goes for a spin. I think it might have been Jake Grout. Yep, Jake Grout.
Right here on the restart. There they go. Grout fired and did not see the stack up. Got into Dante Curtis. That collected a couple other cars. Might have given them some front end damage, but it looks like everyone's going to continue to roll on. You see Johnson's off. He was up in the 6th or 7th spot on this restart. There you see him on the outside of Dempster. There's the restart. McCullum fires. Johnson.
Oh, Wilkinson got him. And overcorrected off the racetrack out to the Netherlands. Not the Netherlands, not Holland. What am I saying?
Neverland?
The Nether region is what I was looking for. Anyways, it's been a long day.
Well, that would explain some radio communication I was hearing. I think Wilkinson was saying if what was it? If Aaron Johnson wanted to come up, get that spot back, he could. I'm not too sure. It might have been some different radio communication. We like to listen in on these drivers, see how everything's going for everybody, and
well, you can. We can. There would be some words not suitable for TV included if we listened in.
Well, you're not wrong, as the caution's actually been waved off this time. Getting everybody resituated, getting the running order lined up. We got one more lap, and while we take this extra lap, Andrew, we're going to have 14 laps to go. You've got Cole Cabry still on new tires. You got Matt Rolfe up here fighting side by side with Alex McCullum. Do we think McCullum has gone into push mode yet? Do we think Matt Rolfe is still going to have a shot at this win?
Oh, this is push mode for everybody.
Do we think someone like Cody Dempster, who's been involved in I don't know how many wrecks tonight, and he's up into the 5th spot? There's so much that we could even see come out of anybody in this race right now.
This is go mode for everyone. You have to at this point. That's why we're seeing these cautions on these restarts. Let's give this another go. We'll have 14 laps remaining. It's McCullum, Rolfe, Edwards, Cottle, Dempster, Wilkinson, Brown, Cabry, your top 8 into the restart zone. Green flag is back out in the Yacht Club Soda, Oxford 250. Solid restart there. Matt Rolfe hanging on to the outside, trying to get in line. It doesn't happen. No teammate restart here for Matt Rolfe.
He cannot be forced to fight too much. We've got spinning in the back off of turn number 4. McCullum goes quickest.
Noah Boucher, Devin Rogers, it looks like. Maybe Justin Crow involved. Boucher just kind of forced his way down there. Williams is already there, and Boucher goes for a spin. Let's see, from a spotter's POV, is Williams down there?
Yeah.
I would say so, and then Williams gets the curb. That's actually, well, I think that's on both of them.
Personally, I think
Boucher came down as room ran out.
I think if a car is going to go around off the nose of somebody, then that means that that inside car was there. Now, was he entitled to the corner? Maybe not, but I still think that awareness plays a lot into that factor of just leaving that space open. You know, when you usually at least when you're racing asphalt stock cars, the spotter will tell you that someone is looking. That generally doesn't mean that they are there. It just means that they are making it known that they want to be there. So if the spotter tells you that there is a car looking inside and then coming to the inside, that would give it some sort of idea to the driver, thinking, well, if they're gonna be there by the time we get to that corner, I should probably not cover off that run, because that is gonna affect them and it's gonna affect me, and it might just get me the bumper.
Pace car lights still illuminated. I want to mention again, Ryan Kuhn is towards the back end of this field. He is going to line up somewhere around 20th on this restart. He pitted 8 laps ago after some troubles in this race. As we should get the 1 to green signal here. Pace car lights are still on. No, they've been shut off. We're going racing this next time by. We're going to have 12 laps to go here at the Oxford Plains Speedway. Thanks for tuning in this evening. It's been a pleasure thus far, as always, with the Sim Auto Racing Association. We're about to go back green flag racing. 12 laps to go in the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. The sun is setting back behind turn 4, and the green flag is back out at Oxford. Rolf trying to get clear for second. Way out wide goes the 0 car, trying to find something up top.
Lots of fights going on throughout this field. Rolf still side by side for that second spot with Trevor Edwards. He can't be caught fighting for too long. I hear someone spinning in the back, but no yellow just yet.
And Edwards has got second there at the line.
There he does.
Look at Dempster.
Laps to go.
Dempster's into 4th. You mentioned it, 10 laps left in this Oxford 250. Lap car ahead, it's going to be Boucher. 9 to go.
Alex McCullum still hanging on to a thin lead. It looks like Boucher's going to pull off and lead these guys to their fighting as we see them come across the line.
Oh, Matt Rolf gets spun! The 0 car turned around on the front stretch. Big crash in turns 1 and 2. They're still crashing. Caution's out. That stayed green for a while. Cabry goes by Rolf for 5th.
Oh, no.
And Ashby gets beached. So what happens here? Josh Cottle working on the back end of Matt Rolf. And in turn 3 and 4, just tipped the 0 car around. Cottle just hit him. That gets Langford. That gets Cabry. Langford goes ramping into Cabry. What a hit!
He goes ramping into Traves. Cabry made it on by.
No, he hit Cabry. Watch the, who was it again? Langford, the 33 car.
Watch it right here. Langford ramps right there. Hits. Oh, that was Cabry.
Hit Cabry like a ton of bricks. I mean, that was a massive hit to the driver's side door. And just about to the actual window net. Watch this here. Watch Langford go ramping off of the dirt mound. Boom! And then off the curb. Wow.
Got Cottle too, and Traves gets knocked into it. Josh Parrish gets caught on the nose
and then
right behind Grant Brown.
Ashby comes back on the racetrack in front of Josh Parrish, goes off the nose of the 55, and just backs up onto the dirt.
He got stuck.
Yep. Wow is all I have to say. Simply wow. And boy, this changes a lot of things. This puts McCullum still out front over Edwards and now Dempster. Dempster working on his return tour. He should have started this race second, started from the pit lane, very back of the field, and has driven through the field now, up into third place. Brandon Wilkinson's up here. Cole Cabry's going to restart fifth, and Matt Rolfe, Grant Brown, John Owlett is in the top 10. Parker Traves, Josh Parrish should still be in the top 10. Pace car lights have been extinguished.
Here we go again. 8 laps, 7 to go. McCullum, Edwards, Dempster, Wilkinson, and then Cabry stayed out. You know, this is shaping up to be one heck of a finish, Andrew. I think we're in for a show.
Here we go. 7 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. McCullum launches Dempster to the inside of Edwards.
Wilkinson came down on that 24, but Dempster's trying to make his way through. He's side by side with Edwards. This is what McCullum wants to see. He does not want them to get clear, and they're
Caution.
wrecking in the back. Oh, another big one.
John Owlett in the 8 car. Turned around. I see Cameron Hamilton around.
We got another blown motor out of one of these drivers. Not sure who it was.
This race has come unhinged. Johnson was on the inside of Parrish. Parrish on the inside of Owlett. That tips the 8 car around for a spin. I don't see where anybody would have blown an engine out of that.
And I heard someone blow a motor.
I
Might have been in
believe
the
it.
pit lane.
Yeah, it could have been somebody left the car idling, maybe.
And I'm hearing word that Dylan Calabro might actually be disqualified here. He's saying that he's hit an incident limit. Cody Kelly.
No way.
Cody Kelly might have been the one that blew a motor.
Well,
He's
Kelly
been in
was
the pit
already
lane.
done. Yeah, he towed the car and left it there.
And I think Calabro, he just came over the radio and asked if he needs to park it or if they are going to DQ him from race control. And nothing yet out of the Calabro camp. He is still on the racetrack as Boucher gets waved around the pace car. He's going to get back on the lead lap here. A lot of shakeups at the moment. Not sure what's going on, but we will definitely keep you informed here on Pit Stop TV with less than 7 laps to go. We'll have 6 to go when we take the green flag. Alex McCullum, you got to think his patience has got to be wearing thin. He just wants to get to that checkered flag.
Well, here's to hoping that Calabro's race is not over. Would hate to see that for the Yacht Club Soda Machine. See him lapping around here towards the mid-section of the field.
Currently being scored in the 13th position, so he is still on the racetrack.
Matt Rolfe to the pit lane, taking repairs. So
no.
write him out of the top 10. He'll get back on the racetrack here. He's going to be somewhere around 20th spot with just 6 laps to go.
So looks like
And here we go. We're going to double up.
One to green. They're extending the caution by 1 extra lap. So we've got McCullum, Edwards, Dempster, Wilkinson, Cabry, as it's scored right now, but I think Cabry's 4th because Wilkinson's not up here.
So on the racetrack, it's going to be McCullum, Edwards, Dempster, Cabry, then Brown in 5th, Traves in 6th.
DOL.
Then it'll be Crow in 7th. It'll be, is that Aaron Johnson, I think, in 8th. Dylan Calabro in 9th. Ryan Kuhn from 10th. As we get the green flag signal this time by green flag back in the air in the Oxford 250. Edwards straight down in front of Dempster. Cabry now left alone on the top side.
Trevor Edwards is trying to get back to that 1 car. He knows he can win this race. He knows
5
he's
to
got
go.
a shot at it. Oh, Grant Brown gets loose by himself. He gets side by side with Parker Traves now.
Here comes Cabry to the inside of Dempster. No dice.
Big blocks.
4 laps to go. This time by Alex McCullum with the race lead over Trevor Edwards. Cabry's got those tires, but not enough time and too far to go.
Edwards is pushing hard, trying to get back to that 1 car. Looking through the field, Ryan Kuhn has worked himself up into the 8th spot now. He's done some damage repair to hang on to this race. He thought he was going to be able to get up there early on, but it looks like nothing played into his favor. Down the back straightaway they go. You've got Alex McCullum stretching that lead out in front of Trevor Edwards. If a caution is going to come out to set this race up, it's got to come out now. Through turn number 2 they go. McCullum stretching it further. Edwards, Dempster, Cabry, and Grant Brown as they roll into 3. Going around off of turn number 2, Andrew, the caution's going to be out.
Carpenter in the 31 around. And we're going to overtime. We have 2 attempts at it. We'll talk about the overtime rules in a moment. For now, let's take a look back at how we got here. Brad Carpenter racing with Brandon Wilkinson. Wilkinson on the inside, had no more room. And Carpenter goes for a spin. We'll watch it again here.
Lord.
We were about to take the white flag. We were oh so close. I was getting my call ready to the finish. And there you go. Wilkinson tips the 31 car for a spin. And we're going to overtime. So, overtime rules on iRacing in oval racing. Let's take a look at them. Of course, we'll have 2 laps to settle this. We'll have 2 attempts at this. We'll have a green lap and then a white lap, and then checkered flag will end the race. If the green lap is completed, the race is official. If the green lap is not completed, we restart again for that second attempt. Once both attempts are used, a caution can end the race if it comes out on that first green lap. Once you get the white flag, the race is official. No caution will come out from then on, and we'll just race it back around to the stripe no matter what the heck happens. Something tells me the way this race has gone the last 20 laps, anything can and will happen. Lankford to the pits. We're going to double them up this next time by, go 2 to green. This is Alex McCullum's race to lose, and it's been that way for a while. I really thought tires would make more of a difference late in this race. Apparently not. This should be the 1 to green signal, I think. We'll see this field double back up. Pace car lights have been extinguished. Keep these overtime rules in mind.
On the edge of my seat, Andrew. I'm ready to see this get wrapped up. These guys have been fighting all night long, and now we're getting to the end of it.
McCullum, Edwards, Dempster, Cabry, Brown, your top 5. Green flag back in the air in the Oxford 250. We've got to get back to the white flag for Alex McCullum. Can we get a caution? Can we get this restart in? It'll be the white flag brought to you by Whiplash Simcams, this time off of turn 4. This race is official. Alex McCullum's race to lose. The Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250 is going to wrap up, and Alex McCullum is going to go to victory lane. Checkered flag, 1 car. Unbelievable what this guy can do. He went and won in the late model stock at Langley the last time we were in action. Comes out in a super late model at Oxford, backs it up. Grant Brown and Cole Cabry had some choice actions, and I'm assuming words for each other, as McCullum burns it down for just a moment there on the front stretch. Come on, do some more burnouts. Come on, Alex.
Give us a smoke show.
I think that's all he's got. Dempster there along with him. Let's go back and see what happened on that restart between the 54 and the 14 cars. That was the green lap. Here comes the white lap. Brown on the inside. Runs the 54 up the racetrack a little bit. And, oh. Cabry just turned left. The 14 was blinking. Cabry turned left and took the inside line, was trying to get it.
They were pretty much inside of each other coming across the line. Then you see them wrecking right back there. Ryan Kuhn up in the air. That car was junked.
What a disaster for the 72. Was so good for so long. Ends up involved in a big way on this final lap with Parker Traves. With Aaron Johnson gets shoved up the racetrack. And to the stripe, here we go. Traves in the wall, then Brian Kuhn gets him. Cameron Hamilton involved. And there goes the right front of the 72, bouncing off into the turn 1 wall. And that about explains how his day went. Another look at it. Parker Traves just gets in the gas, overcorrects, boom, wall. The 10 drives up underneath the 72 car, and that's it.
What a way to end a race. For these drivers, they spent 251 laps out here trying to go for the win, and Alex McCollum's going to be one coming away with it.
As he does so many times, Alex McCollum is posted to victory lane, and we'll talk to driver number 1. Alex, can you believe it, first of all, that you were able to hang on over those brand new tires for Matt Rolfe, and you end up going to victory lane after all those restarts, even getting swapped to the outside lane? Can you believe that you're the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250 race winner?
I don't even know. I mean, I ran out of fuel doing my burnout right there, so I think if 2 more yellows or 1 more yellow, we would have out of gas. But this thing was a rocket. I think I started 16th, drove up to 2nd right behind my teammate Cole. We both pitted. I got in a wreck, drove from 20th to the lead. I mean, these guys kind of need to clean it up a little bit. It's just the end was kind of just ridiculous, but I mean, it's Oxford, so we can't complain too much. But that race took a little over 2 hours. It's not bad, but it's not a good look.
Well, how about the tire strategy this evening? We had more sets than we usually have in these races. Oftentimes there's no sets or 1 set. 2 sets tonight. Open up the strategy book just a little bit.
Yeah, luckily, I mean, I think my car was really good on old tires, but unfortunately, you can't beat them when you're on old tires compared to the new. So I had to at least take a set of tires and be on the same strategy as those guys, and took those tires, like I said, and then got in that little incident, spun around. I also had 2 minutes of damage, was able to get a minute fixed, but honestly, I think the damage kind of helped because so you're not carrying a lot more RPM down the straightaway.
I want to ask, did you ever take that second set?
I did not know.
Didn't think so. So the 1 car only using 1 of the 2 sets of tires and beats the rest of the field, as I think everybody else took their second set. Congratulations, Alex. 37 laps led. You go to victory lane this evening after all of those late restarts, and you extend that point lead even more. I know we'll be talking to you again shortly. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Now I can go make my 5-hour drive to Virginia.
Well, best of luck this weekend, wherever you're racing. Alex McCollum this evening, car number 1, goes to victory lane. We'll let him celebrate with his team. Zach, that means Cody Dempster, drives. This is rare. We don't often see a driver who started from pit lane go up and finish in the top 3 to talk to us at the end of the day, but he drives back up to where he should have started this race. So while he started from the pit lane, Zach, he ends up finishing where he should have started.
That he does. Cody Dempster with the last to first challenge, falling 1 spot short of completing the challenge. You drove the wheels off that thing. You got involved in a couple of wrecks tonight as well. Do you think those wrecks might have derailed your chances of taking this one away from McCollum, or do you think you just didn't have too much left for him?
I think just heat cycles tightened us up. Starting in the tail didn't help. The good old sim crashed. With about a minute left in practice.
Oh no.
So misgrid by literally 3 seconds is when my sim booted in. Great time. And just slowly chipped away at it, got turned by the 21 pretty early on and got all the damage fixed. Just slowly trucking through the field. I think when I would have been P3 when I got under Rolfe, when he got a little jacked up from behind. I think we were really, really good right there. And then caution, heat cycle just got us too snug.
That it might have. There was a lot of differing tire strategies throughout the field, and I know you took both your sets, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Took both rights, yes.
Yeah,
second the second set was very late. I was a little nervous. Brian went later than us, but I just didn't think we had the raw speed to be able to do it. But this is the best I've ever ran at Oxford all week with all the SARA stuff that's been going on this week. So,
well, you definitely did a good job. You're able to put that car up into the second spot, bring it home relatively clean compared to the rest of the field. Everybody else getting involved in their own incidents on track, but car looked good and you had good speed, and well, it showed for it. Brought it home P2 tonight.
yeah, P2. Can't be mad about that. Can't thank Ryan enough for getting it dialed for us all week with the streeter, the late model stock, and then heat race win last night, and then last to first tonight. Or not last first, last second. One spot short of first. Got old Grant Brown on the hood, the fastest he's ever gone in SARA right there, so can't be mad about that either.
No, you cannot, especially since Grant Brown didn't exactly have the best night towards the end of that race. But congratulations once again on your second place finish here tonight.
Thank you much. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Cody Dempster, your second place finisher in the Yacht Club Soda Oxford 250. And now, Andrew, we've got our third place finisher on the night, Trevor Edwards, ready to talk to you.
Trevor Edwards goes P3 this evening. A solid day for him. But Trevor, for a long time, it looked like maybe you could have got second, maybe even first place, as you had first on one of those restarts back there. What happened for you through the night?
Up and down. I hate this place with a passion. Did not want to run it at all. But the boys, Jinx and Alex and Cole, put together a freaking rocket of a setup. Super proud of them. I didn't get a whole lot of work into this. I kind of built the focus on the street stock and the late model stock a lot earlier in the week. And thankfully those guys kind of picked up my slack last night. Like I said, they built an absolute rocket ship. I mean, earlier in the race, I think we had like 4 of the top 5. So it just shows like all the hard work. This used to be one of our worst tracks, you know, and put to work and figured it out.
How about the tire strategy? 2 sets when we often have none or one. I mean, did that open the box up for you guys, or was it pretty well cut and dry?
I think everybody does it a little bit different, and I just kind of guessed. And that's the first time I've had strategy enough to get back to the front. It's one of those things where I was hoping when I hit the first time, a lot of people came with me, and only like 2 that came with me. So I kind of had to hustle to get back to the front. And then by the time those people cycled, those other guys were already on my back bumper. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I think it was fun with the tires for a long race. I mean, short races wouldn't help, but long 250, 300 lap races, for sure, you know, it would make it a little more exciting. Because it was, when I came through there on fresh tires, you're like 2 or 3 tenths quicker probably, and I was going through the middle, the bottom, wherever someone wasn't.
Well, we have just a few races to go in the season. I think 4 now left, and while Alex and Cole may have the points kind of wrapped up, this is going to help you a ton. Is that even on your mind, or is it pretty much just go out there and get what you can each time?
Not really. I haven't even looked at the points. I don't even know what they look like, to be honest with you. You know, these guys win just about every week, so it's hard to, you know, I love them being my teammates, but man, it is hard to race against them on the same setup. So, you know, coming out here and running first or second, you know, third, like, that's a win for me. And then these guys running well, like, that one time it glitched and gave me the lead, but, like, I felt bad because Alex he had earned the lead. I did not earn it. I got it glitched in me. So that's why I kind of, you know, let him in and let him get his spot back and work from there. And then it was a little bit tougher after that because we didn't have a teammate in third or fifth, you know. So, as long as one of my guys wins, that's a win for me.
There you go, Trevor Edwards, third place this evening. Just happy to be there, and congratulations. Certainly good to talk to you again, Trevor. It's been a long time, so congrats, and hopefully we're talking to you at Slinger next week.
Yeah, hopefully that'd be good. You know, I didn't know that there was an invert after qualifying lay down part of the best qualifying laps of my life, and I got told I got to start 9th, so that kind of sucked afterwards. But, you know, before we get out of here, I just want to thank everybody at the shop, the Column Manufacturer, Mo's Mobile Detailing. Go follow him on Instagram. That's Cavery's company right there in Charlotte. Some of the best work I've ever seen, honestly, and I'm, you know, it's a little bit biased, but I love his work. Reckless Society and Coddle Chassis. Go check them out on Facebook.
There's Trevor Edwards, third place this evening. Comes home over Cole Cabery and Grant Brown in the top 5. You can see that finish between Cole and Grant to the finish here. Watch this. Look at how close it is, Zach. 1/6 speed right at the line. That is close.
That is so close.
And that was for the 4th position. Just incredible stuff this evening all around the field. I really had fun. Zach, let's go through the full unofficial race results. Alex McCullum with the race win. Cody Dempster drives up to the second spot. Trevor Edwards third. Then Cole Cabrey and Grant Brown are the top 5. Josh Cottle comes back to 6th. Aaron Johnson, he was off to an X Games stunts, and he finishes 7th. Dylan Calabro, one of the sponsors of this evening's race, ends up 8th. Kyle Meyer in 9th. And Parker Traves ends up hanging on for a top 10. I'm actually really impressed by Kyle Meyer hanging on for a top 10 after what we saw happen to him down to turn 1.
Same. He definitely was able to pull back and put that car in a good spot. Ryan Kuhn, yeah, we talked about this, Andrew, the strategy of pitting and trying to work your way back up to the front. Ryan Kuhn did just that. He tried to pit late, see if he could work himself back up on a tire advantage. Didn't really work into his favor. He salvaged an 11th place finish after going airborne at the line. Devin Rogers, RJ Williams, Brandon Wilkinson, Nim Cross comes home 15th after starting towards the back of the field tonight. Josh Parrish, Matt Rolfe, who had such strong pace through this entire race, ends up 17th after getting involved in that last big one of the night. John Owlett, Steele Langford, who was never truly able to recover his race, and Brad Carpenter in the 20th place position. Only 10 cars left in this 30-car field from 21st on to 30th. Hamilton, Crow, Boucher, Ashby, and Grout 21st through 25th. And then Dante Curtis, Blake Thronberg, Cody Kelly, Jacob Harberts with such a huge impact to his points tonight with a 29th place finish. And Thomas Dean rounding out your field in the 30th spot, 151 laps down.
That's a look over your unofficial race results. We can take a look at what's upcoming here at Pit Stop TV before we head on out of Oxford. Next up, we go out to Daytona International Speedway. The Icon Cup Series takes on the high banks of South Florida. Should be a lot of fun. It's really North Florida, but they say high banks of South Florida, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, Daytona International Speedway, the high banks of, we'll say, Florida, right along the beach. It's the beginning of the playoffs of the Icon Cup Series on August 25th at 7:45 Eastern. And then right afterwards, on Tuesday night, we head out to Bristol, the high banks of Tennessee, with the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. Now, in a week's time, what's not pictured here on this graphic is the Slinger Nationals, the Cody Williams design Slinger Nationals from, well, Slinger, next Thursday, August the 29th. That's going to be a ton of fun. That's right back here with these 1-8 Racing Media National Tour bunch. The Sim Auto Racing Association with back-to-back National Tour races. Oxford tonight, Slinger in a week, making up that event from back in July when iRacing was faced with DDoS issues. So I'm excited, Zach. Slinger is unlike no other, just like here at Oxford, unlike no other. Slinger is unlike no other. We're going there in a week's time to finish what we started, or tried to get started anyways, for the Slinger Nationals way back when in July.
Yeah, Slinger and I have a bit of a checkered relationship right now, but always a great track to take these guys to, and so many great places to follow along. PitStopTV.com. Andrew just did a lot of great work on that website, got it all up to date, got everything listed on there, all the great stuff we do here at Pitstop TV. Facebook.com/PitStopTV, Instagram.com/Pit_Stop_TV, Twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV, and then one of the best places, the greatest places, the main place to watch Pit Stop TV, youtube.com/PitStopTV1, and then x.com/PitStopTV_. I am still a big fan of that yellow and black paint scheme that Andrew's got on there for that next gen template, and can't wait to see the Icon Cup Series go to Daytona to get their playoffs underway. They got a lot of good stuff going for them rolling into that race. There's a lot of big names headlining that playoffs, and I think it's going to be awesome to see Daytona make, well, the first race of their playoffs.
It'll be a lot of fun. Two super speedways in the opening round of the Icon Cup Series playoffs. You got to tune in Sunday to see it all get started. Thanks for watching this evening. It's been a pleasure as always. A shout out to our partners with the channel, Whiplash Simcams, ATVO, CC's Beezus, and Cody Williams Design, helping us rev up our style look good, going fast. And I know Zach is partial to that paint scheme pictured in the previous graphic, but I promise what Cody has coming is going to be even better. I'm really excited to show it off when we get there. It's coming up soon. We're going to have those paint schemes on graphics here very, very soon. I promise. I'm so excited, man. Can you tell? But again, thanks for watching this evening. It's been a pleasure as always. Another big nod, of course, to Yacht Club Soda, picking up sponsorship of this event, the 1-8 Racing Media National Tour's 8th race of 2024. The Yacht Club Soda, Oxford 250. A big nod to, of course, Yacht Club, a big nod to 1-8 Racing Media, and of course to Sim Auto Racing Association, SARA Next Gen Templates, for getting us here to and from the virtual racetrack. It would not be possible without these groups that make it happen for us on the broadcast side and on the racetrack side. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you all next time. Zach, thanks for being here. Hopefully you all tune in Sunday evening for the Icon Cup Series from Daytona. Until then, have a great night.